And now, the Mickey Mouse Club presents Annette. Today's episode, The Newcomer.
Well, here's Ashford. That's where the McLeods live. I'm their housekeeper, and in all the years I've been with them, the postman never brought us anything like the letter that came this morning.
That boy.
Katie, how long have we had that paper boy?
About 2 years. Why?
2 years, huh? Still doesn't know where the front porch is.
Huh. Guess he just doesn't care.
My sister down yet?
He should be right down. Breakfast is all ready.
Good morning, Archie.
No rain in sight, says the weatherman.
Did you sleep well?
World in a nutshell. It's a neat trick if you can do it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It was my fault. I didn't see you.
That makes us even. I didn't see you either.
Oh, could you tell me where this is?
149 Elm Street. Oh, this is Elm. 149 would be about 6 blocks up that way.
Thank you.
Hi, Laura. I'll be right with you.
Hi, Steve. Who's your country cousin? Don't tell me she's a kissing cousin.
Oh, don't be silly. I never saw her before. She just wanted an address.
Oh.
Nothing but circulars and bills. Gas, telephone, water, light. Pretty dull. Where's my philosophical review?
You know, they stopped publishing that. You were the last subscriber.
Oh, that's right. I paid for it in advance, too. 5 years. What do we know in Beaver Junction?
Never heard of it. Where is it?
On Nebraska. In 10 days, if not delivered, return to Mrs. Bonnie Weems, Beaver Junction, Nebraska. Who's Bonnie Weems?
Why don't you open it and see?
Hmm? Oh, yes, of course.
Katie, someone's at the door. You'll have to wait. Can't make popovers and answer the door at the same time.
It's probably the cleaner.
You better give them your gray suit. It needs pressing.
Hello.
Hello.
You must be Uncle Archie.
Uncle Archie? Who's uncle?
Mine. I'm your niece, Annette.
My niece?
Well, yours and Aunt Lila's.
Anything wrong, Archie?
You must be Aunt Lila. I'm Annette.
Annette?
Look here, young lady, there must be some mistake.
Well, this is 149 Elm Street, isn't it?
Well, yes, of course it is. But
And you're Mr. Archibald McLeod, aren't you?
I certainly am, but we don't have a niece. Isn't that so, Lila?
But I'm Annette McLeod. Say, you got Bonnie's letter, didn't you?
Bonnie who?
Bonnie Weems.
Never heard of her.
wait a minute, Archie. That letter from Nebraska.
Oh, yes. Are you from Beaver Junction?
That's right. My father was Bryce McLeod.
Bryce's daughter.
Well, what do you know? Your brother's little girl.
Then this Bonnie Weems is your mother?
Oh, no. Bonnie was Mama's nurse when I was born. She sort of took me in and raised me with her own kids when Mama died.
We didn't even know Bryce was married.
Ah, you must be tired after that long trip. Now, you come on upstairs. You can freshen up.
Well, no, just a minute, Katie.
It's all right, Archie. We'll talk about it later. Take her to the room next to mine, Katie.
Thank you, Aunt Lila.
I can't believe it. Bryce's daughter.
What's she doing in Ashford? Why did she come here to us?
Maybe we better read that letter.
Oh, well, yes.
Pretty room. And so big and nice.
It was your grandmother's room. You know, her name was Annette, too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was kind of a surprise my coming here all of a sudden, wasn't it?
Surprise. You knocked us for a loop.
Why didn't they know about me, Miss Katie?
Well, your uncle was so busy fussing at the paper boy and the weatherman and the world situation in general that he never got around to opening that letter.
I don't mean that. Why didn't they know about me before?
Oh. Well, your father never told them.
I wonder why.
Well, he and your uncle had a misunderstanding. It was a humdinger. He never wrote them after he left Ashford.
That must have been a long time ago.
Oh, better than 18 years. Oh, now come, Annette. Now that's all in the past. Have you had any breakfast?
No, I haven't. Oh, Bonnie made a nice lunch for me. Fried chicken and apple pie and cookies and everything. But I ate the last of it for supper yesterday.
Well, do you like popovers?
Oh, boy, do I.
Good. Now then, you hurry and wash up before they collapse. There's the bathroom.
Thank you, Katie.
But I don't understand why this Bonnie Weems waited till now to get in touch with us.
I'm afraid that was Bryce's fault, Archie. Apparently he didn't want us to know about the child.
Why not?
Well, you know how stubborn Bryce was. He never even wrote us.
Well, then why does this woman tell us at this late date?
Well, as she says, she's done the best she could for Annette. And now that she's growing up, she feels that her place should be with her kinfolk.
A child in this house, it's impossible.
But she's our brother's daughter, Archie.
I know, but youngsters nowadays, what do we know about them?
But this Mrs. Weems seems to feel that she should have the advantages that we can give her.
Of course, but we must do our duty by her, but how can I work on my philosophical thesis with children swarming all over the house, radios blaring, television, records?
Yes, it's a difficult situation, Archie. We're pretty set in our ways.
Oh, I could let her browse through my books, and then that new set of encyclopedias just came.
That's what I mean, Archie. Young people don't want to spend all their time reading books. They want friends their own age. We'd have to send her to school.
That's it, of course. We could send her to a boarding school.
Well, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Huh?
That's a fine way to treat your own flesh and blood, packing her off the minute she gets here.
Now, see here, Katie, we don't know anything about bringing up children.
Well, it's about time you learned. Well, you know they eat, and breakfast is getting cold.
You're right, Katie. Set a place for her.
I already did.
Something smells yummy.
It's Katie's popovers. They are good. Come along.
Gee, it's nice being with your own folks.
Yes, of course.
I'll get some hot coffee.
Golly, this looks so fancy.
Not that spoon, my dear.
Huh?
That's your coffee spoon, my dear. Use your grapefruit spoon.
My grapefruit spoon. Oh, this one?
That's right. Do you take your coffee black?
Oh, I don't drink coffee, Aunt Lila.
Don't drink coffee. What do you drink?
Milk.
Oh, I should have known that. Well, don't stand there gawking. Bring the child some milk.
Did you have a nice trip, my dear?
Oh, it was thrilling. This is the first time I've ever been on a train, you know.
Was that so? Well, imagine that.
Archie, you better see about Annette's luggage as soon as you finished your breakfast.
Do you have your baggage checks?
Oh, I don't have any baggage, Uncle Archie, except my suitcase.
No trunk? Well, it's a good idea. I always say travel light and you save yourself and everybody else a lot of trouble.
I'll have Katie help you unpack.
Oh, don't bother, Aunt Lila. I haven't got much to unpack.
There you are.
Thank you.
Oh, Miss Lila, the milkman was just here. I told him he'd better leave us an extra quart of milk every day from now on.
Well, now, see here, Katie.
Young people need plenty of milk to grow on.
But she... All right, order what you need.
Does this look good? I'm starved. Popovers. Oh, yummy.
I have to admit, Katie has a knack with them.
Flattery will do you no good. That faucet's still dripping.
Call a plumber.
What we need is new plumbing.
Always agitating.
Annette, don't hold your fork like that.
I'm sorry.
Katie, bring another glass of milk.
Coming right up, Mr. Archie.
Come in.
Here, let me help you unpack.
Thank you, Katie, but I'm just about finished.
Well, where are your dresses?
I don't have any dresses, just this one. We never wore anything but jeans on the farm. Bonnie made this one special for the trip. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, it's very pretty. It's a little fancy for traveling, maybe. You know, I'm going to have to speak to your aunt about getting some more clothes for you, honey.
I guess maybe I should have a few more dresses for school, shouldn't I?
Of course you should. Some party dresses, too.
Party dresses? Will there be parties? Real dress-up parties?
Well, there sure will. The young folks around here are always throwing some kind of a shindig or other. As soon as Miss Lila's and Mr. Archie's friends find out you're here, well, you'll get plenty of invitations.
Oh, that'll be keen.
Sure. It's about time we did something for you, child. It's a crying shame the way you've been left with strangers all these years.
Oh, Bonnie's not a stranger, Katie. She's been just like a mother to me.
Oh, forgive me, honey. I didn't mean that the way it sounded. Of course she has.
She's wonderful, and I love her very much.
And your aunt and uncle ought to be very grateful to her for all she's done for you. Now, come on. Let's take this off. Let me freshen it up for you a bit, huh?
I guess it is kind of messed up from the train.
Sure.
Lila, for heaven's sake, stop pacing.
Archie, I've been thinking, maybe we're being unfair to the child. After all, she's just a little country girl, timid, shy, maybe even a little frightened.
What are you talking about?
I think maybe we should keep Annette here with us.
Now, we're going to send her to boarding school. What can we do for her? You said yourself she ought to be with young people.
Well, she can't go any place the way she looks. I've been checking with Katie. She hasn't a decent outfit to her name.
Clothes, that's all you women think about.
Well, we can't send her to school in blue jeans. Maybe I ought to go downtown tomorrow and get her a few things.
All right. Get her anything you think she needs.
I wonder what girls wear in boarding school nowadays.
Well, go to some smart shop. They'll be glad to help you. Now, my dear, do you mind if I get on with my work?
She'll need a few wool dresses. And blouses and skirts and a few sweaters.
Yoo, anybody home?
Come on in, Jet.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, so you're a little late today, aren't you?
Sure am. Had to help Pop fix up a pin for Queenie before we came to town. She had a new litter of pigs last night. We'd have been here sooner, but we had a blowout on the way in.
Another one? Seems to me you folks better get yourselves some new tires.
What we need's a new car, Katie. That beat-up old pickup truck of ours is on its last legs. But Pop says we'll have to wait till the price of pork goes up. This is about the last of the broilers, but the fryers will be ready in another week. They're getting fat as potato bugs. Hey, what are you doing with the kid's dress?
We got company, Jet. Miss Lyle and Mr. Archie's niece.
Niece? Golly, I didn't know they had one.
Neither did we till this morning. She dropped in on us out of a clear sky.
No kidding. Where from?
Seems she's been living on a farm somewhere in Nebraska ever since her mother and father died.
What do you know? Just a little old country kid, huh?
Yeah. She's a real nice child, Jet.
She gonna live here? For good, I mean?
Well, if I have anything to say about it, she is. So next week you'd better bring us an extra dozen eggs and another fryer.
I'll say. If she's anything like me, she'll eat you right out of house and home. And you better get a stock of hamburger, too. You know kids, they sure go for burgers.
That's a good idea, Jet.
This is gonna be something, isn't it?
What?
A kid in this house.
Yeah. Maybe shake us old fuddy-duddies out of the rut we're in.
Maybe. Are you kidding?
May I come in?
Come in, Annette, come in.
Hi. Hello.
Jet, this is Annette. Annette, this is Jet Maypen. She brings us our eggs and chickens right fresh from the country.
Do you live on a farm?
Sure do, only out here we call it a ranch. I hear you're gonna be hanging around for a while.
I'm gonna live with my aunt and uncle.
No kidding, then you'll be going to school here.
I guess so.
Swell, what grade are you in?
Well, I'll be a junior this year, but on account of my going to school in the country, I may.
You sure will. They always put back country kids. Maybe you'll be in my room. I'll be a sophomore this year.
Will we go to the same school?
Sure, Old South High. It's only a couple of blocks from here. I come in on the bus every day.
Gee, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a slick school. It's got a swell campus and a honey of a gym. You play basketball?
No, I don't. There were always so many chores to be done around the farm. I never had much time for sports.
You're telling me. Like Pop says, sports are okay till the cows have to be milked and the pigs fed. But between you and me, I manage to sneak in a game now and then.
I'd love to try it sometime.
Well, get yourself a gym outfit and come on out for practice. I'll show you a few pointers.
Gee, that'll be great.
Well, that looks better.
Oh, thank you, Katie.
Well, I guess I better be getting on my horse.
Will I see you soon?
If you're going to Old South, you'll see me Monday. Bye now.
Bye. She's nice, isn't she?
Quite a character, Jet. Quite a character. Well, don't you think you better get changed for dinner?
Oh, sure.
Oh, Main Street Market? Schultz? This is Katie over at the McLeods. Fine, thanks. Husband Schultz? Good. How you feeling? Ah. Well, yeah, Schultz, I'm sorry you don't feel too well, but I've got to order a few things. Uh-huh. I want 3 pounds of hamburger. Hamburger, Schultz. H-A-M-burger, Schultz. I said hamburger, I meant hamburger. If I wanted ground round, I'd have said so. Send over a dozen buns with it. No, Schultz, we're not having meatloaf. You can't have hamburgers without buns, can you? Okay. Now listen, I want a couple of pounds of those big Bermuda onions, the ones you can slice, the great big ones, you know? Jar of mustard, some dill pickles, and a big jar of that piccalilli relish. Huh? Schultz, you don't have to eat it. Listen, Schultz, can't we have hamburgers without you making a federal case out of it? Okay, I'll tell you, we're not taking boarders. The McLeod's niece is here, and you know how kids love hamburgers. You should. Yeah, bye. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, listen. Better send over a box of bicarbonate of soda, a big one. Get it over as fast as you can. Okay.
How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Oh, Mr. Moon up above, how will I know my love?
Whistle while you work. Da 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 da. Yum ba ba da dee ba ba da dee 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 dee.
What's on the menu?
Hamburgers?
Hamburgers?
Well, don't you know the best way to a youngster's heart is through a big, fat, juicy hamburger?
Hamburgers? Ugh. Oh, Annette, did you have a nice rest?
Oh, yes, Uncle Archie. And Katie pressed my dress and helped me fix my hair. Doesn't it look nice?
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
It's not very stylish, I guess, but Aunt Lila's going to take me to the beauty parlor tomorrow and have it cut and shaped.
What for? Looks all right to me, just the way it is.
Well, she says it's not smart this way. Besides, I've never been to a beauty parlor before. We don't have one in Beaver Junction. We don't have anything hardly, except a general store and a filling station and a big old water tank.
Well, not much of a town, huh?
It's beautiful, though. Especially in the springtime when everything's so fresh and green. Bonnie and I used to sit out in the back porch after supper and watch the cows grazing in the pasture beyond the brook. It sure was pretty.
Maybe you shouldn't have left there, huh? I mean, we wouldn't want you to be lonesome here with us.
Oh, I won't be lonesome, Uncle Archie. Not with you and Aunt Lila. You've both been so nice to me.
Well, why shouldn't we be? After all, you're our only brother's child. Now, I think we have something special for you for dinner.
Fried chicken?
No, hamburger.
Oh, well, that's for me.
Well, is everyone hungry?
Starved, Aunt Lila.
Chicken soup, my favorite.
Mine, too.
Katie tells me that you'll need some new things for school. So I thought maybe in the morning we might go downtown and do a little shopping.
Will I go to Old South?
Old South? How did you know about that?
Well, Jet told me when she was here this morning.
Jet? Who's she?
You know her. She's the girl who brings the chickens and eggs.
Oh, yes. She's Jim Maypen's daughter.
We thought maybe you might like to go to a boarding school.
A boarding school? You mean go away from here?
Oh, well, just for the time being, my dear. Give you a chance to know some young people.
But there are young people in public schools, Uncle Archie. Oh, please, couldn't I go to Old South High? Jet says it's keen.
Well, we'll see. Perhaps we can discuss... What in heaven's name is that?
Dill pickles, mustard, ketchup, onions, and piccalilli.
Don't worry, Mr. Archie. We've got plenty of bicarbonate of soda.
These new campus coordinates are simply fabulous for school. The girls just adore them. They come in a variety of styles and colors, and they're beautifully tailored, see? Very flattering to the figure. Well, not that you need to worry, my dear. Worn with a classic sweater, they will take you anywhere from early morning to the Saturday afternoon football games. Do you like the Ivy League look?
Well,
most of the younger girls do, you know. They're very smart. And with so much going on these days, all the school and social activities. Oh, thank you very much. Now, here's one of our new formals. It's from the Junior Fall collection. Isn't it stunning?
oh, it's beautiful.
Most attractive. But I don't think my niece will be needing anything as formal as this. Could you show us some other school dresses?
Of course.
Oh, Lila! What are you doing in the missus department?
Hello, Helen. I'm just picking up a few things for my niece.
Your niece?
She's Bryce's daughter, Helen.
Bryce?
Yes. He got married shortly after he left Ashford.
Really? Why, that must be almost 20 years ago.
18, to be exact. He lost his wife soon after the baby was born. I'd like to have you meet her. Annette,
Yes, Aunt Lila?
will you come here, please? Annette, I'd like to have you meet my good friend, Mrs. Abernathy. Helen, this is Annette.
How do you do?
How do you do, Annette? I'm delighted to meet you. I knew your father well. A fine man, my dear.
Oh, Mother, I found a perfectly divine new formal, strawberry pink, and it looks simply marvelous. Oh, hello, Miss McLeod.
Hello, Val.
Val, this is Miss McLeod's niece, Annette. Annette, this is my daughter, Val.
How do you do, Annette?
And this is Moselle Corey.
Charmed.
I'm pleased to meet you both.
Val needs a new dress for Saturday night. She's giving a party for Laura Rogan, Moselle's house guest.
Dig that outfit. Sort of provincial, isn't it?
These just came in.
Lila, what about Annette coming to Val's party? We'd just love to have her.
Well, I think that would be nice. That's very sweet of you, Helen.
Well, wonderful. It'll give her a chance to meet Val's friends. I'll send Stephen for you. He's my son, and a very handsome young man, if I do say so myself.
Well, the girls are going to hate you.
Hate me? Why?
Well, Stephen's the most popular boy in town. They'll be positively green with envy.
Oh, don't you let Moselle tease you, my dear. She's only fooling.
Would the young lady like to try these on?
Yes, I'd like to see them on her.
Would you come this way, please?
Now, remember, I'll send Stephen for you to pick you up at 7.
Helen, you will be here for a little while, won't you?
I know Val will be here for days, dear.
Mother, how could you do a thing like that?
Like what, dear?
Tell her that Stephen would bring her to the party.
Well, why not? She's rather pretty in a quaint sort of way.
But you know he's bringing Laura.
Oh, yes, I suppose he is. Well, I'll get one of the other boys to pick her up. Olmsted Ware, maybe.
Steady where? Oh, no, not that. That child?
Nonsense. Olmsted must be almost 15, and he's a very nice boy.
But he's just an infant. Can't be a day over 14 and a half.
Oh, and you're a mature woman of almost 16. My, aren't we growing up fast? Oh, come on, dear. Let's get this dress question settled.
Did you do, buy out the store?
We just about did. Aunt Lila bought me so many beautiful things. Too many, I'm afraid. They're so expensive.
We ran into Helen Abernathy in the dress shop. She's invited Annette to a party, so I had to get a few extra things.
Isn't it exciting, Uncle Archie, being invited to a real formal party?
Certainly is. Certainly is. Fine woman, Helen Abernathy. One of the oldest families in Ashford.
I'm going with their son, Stephen. Oh, I've just got to tell Katie about this.
Poor child. She's just in a dither about going to the party.
Well, I can't say as I blame her. I used to be in a dither myself when I was a young man. Remember, I used to dance all night.
Archie, I've been thinking maybe we ought to let her go to school here in town.
Oh, now, we're not going to go all through that again.
Val and Moselle go to Old South.
Oh, little chatterboxes.
She'll meet all the young people at the party. And going with Stephen will start her off on the right foot.
Young whippersnapper.
She's so eager to go to Old South, I just haven't got the heart to send her away to boarding school.
You're getting soft in your old age, huh? Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to let her go for a little while.
Maybe for one semester.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I'll go and call Helen and find out what to do about getting her entered.
You do that.
Yes. School starts Monday, I believe. I'll get right on it.
Sure is a honey of a car. Packs a real wallop, too.
Want to trade me?
Oh, no, you don't. Took me a whole summer to hop up old Oscar.
You're cute, Stevie.
You're pretty sharp yourself, Laura.
Oh, you goon, you've made me late for my hair appointment.
Okay, baby, I can take a hint. What time do you want me to pick you up for the party Saturday night?
Stevie, aren't I going to see you before Saturday?
Anytime you say.
Why don't you pick me up a little early? The party is in my honor, you know.
Okay. What about 6:45?
Fine. Bye, Stevie.
Hey, Steve! Good catch, Drew. If you don't be careful, you're gonna make that first string yet. I sure hope so. How would you like to get together with the gang tonight for a little bowling? Sorry, Drew. I got a date. Oh, I don't blame you. Oh, I'll be seeing you.
Steve, darling, bring the rest of the packages in for us, will you?
You women spend more money on clothes than the government's got stored in the vaults at Fort Knox.
You don't do so bad yourself, brother dear.
Take these upstairs, dear. I'll check with Christine about dinner. Your father will be home any minute.
Stephen, you are bringing Laura to the party, aren't you?
That's top secret, Junior.
Oh, I'm serious, Steve. I got a reason for asking.
Oh, now, don't tell me you want me to squire that gruesome little kitty Blaylock.
No, it's Mother.
Mother?
Oh, don't be silly. There's a new girl in town, and Mother was all set to wrap her around your neck. But I told her.
Now, look, young lady, don't you go butting into my affairs. New girl, huh? What's she like?
Oh, she's not bad looking. She's Lila McLeod's niece.
I didn't know the McLeods had any nieces.
Seems she's been parked on a farm somewhere in the Middle West, and she's not a bit sophisticated, if you know what I mean.
I get you. Well, I'd love to accommodate Mother, but I have asked Laura.
That's what I told Mother, and now she's going to send that repulsive little Steady Ware for her instead.
Steady? Good deal. He's a barrel of fun.
A barrel of corny jokes.
Oh, Annette, I have good news for you. Your aunt and I have decided to let you go to Old South High School.
Oh, Uncle Archie, you're an angel.
Oh, well, that's fine. Run along. Take your party finery upstairs.
Uncle Archie,
Yes?
I'm scared.
Scared? Scared of what?
The party. I won't know anybody there, and I don't know what to do or how to act.
Don't do anything. Just be yourself. You'll get along fine.
But I'm not like Val and Moselle. They're so pretty, and they've got such fancy manners.
Oh, those youngsters don't know what manners are. That's the trouble with young people nowadays. Always slouching around and putting their feet on furniture. You know, sometimes I think they were born without spines.
I guess I don't have any manners either, Uncle Archie. I don't even know which spoon to use.
Now, don't you worry. You'll get along fine.
The way I hold my fork, you'd think I was going out in the garden to dig for worms.
Well, at least you have a good sense of humor. You'll get along.
Oh, I hope so.
Just don't forget, Annette, you're a McLeod.
That's right. I am a McLeod.
Stevie, darling, where are you off to now?
Well, I promised Laura I'd pick her up at 6:45 sharp.
Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter?
Oh, dear. I must be getting old. I forgot all about it until this very minute.
Come now, Mother. You couldn't be aging that fast.
Oh, Stephen, darling, do me a favor, will you? Call up Lila McLeod and tell her that I'm sending Olmsted Ware for her niece instead of you. Oh, I've got to see about the ice cream for the party.
No, you don't, sweetheart. I'm not running interference for you.
Oh, Stevie, darling, be a lamb and do it for me, will you? After all, you are the diplomat of the family.
Okay, Mom, you don't have to stoop to flattery.
I knew you'd do it, dear. Oh, I don't know what I'd do without you.
Hello? Who? Stephen Abernathy. Oh, hello, Stephen.
There's been a little change in plans, Mr. McLeod. Yeah, my mother didn't know I'd already asked a girl to the party, so she's sending Olmsted, for your niece instead. Mother said to tell you she's sorry she didn't let you know before, but, well, she's been so busy that she completely forgot. He ought to be there any time now. You'll tell her? Thanks. Bye, Mr. McLeod.
Bye. Olmsted Ware. Which one is he? Must be Ware's grandson. Don't seem to remember. Katie, the front door. Oh, that female's never around when you want her.
For Miss Annette McLeod.
What's this?
What does it look like? It ain't broccoli.
I do look nice, don't I?
Very nice, Annette. Very nice indeed.
Nice. You'll be the belle of the ball.
Oh, do you think Steve will like me?
Well, if he doesn't, he's got rocks in his head.
May I come in?
Come in, Archie.
Well, if it isn't Miss Cinderella herself.
That's just how I feel, Uncle Archie.
Wait till Prince Charming gets a load of her.
Oh, flowers for you.
For me?
Well, you are Miss Annette McLeod, aren't you?
That was nice of Stephen.
Real gentlemanly.
Olmsted where?
Olmsted where?
Olmsted where?
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, Lila. Stephen phoned and said that he had another date, so his mother is going to send Olmsted Ware.
Oh, it's ridiculous sending this Olmsted where. Why, he can't be more than a child. It's only 2 or 3 years ago that he ran into me on his scooter.
Lila, I'm afraid we forget that young people have a way of growing up.
I suppose so. But Helen might have let me know before.
That's all right, Aunt Lila. I don't mind, really, I don't.
Well, you should. It's an outrage, that's what it is.
Well, at least he had sense enough to send flowers.
Huh.
They're beautiful.
I'll get it. Stephen said he was on his way.
I'm sorry, Annette. Maybe I could get your uncle to take you instead.
Oh, no, Aunt Lila. Please don't be upset. I guess I should never have expected anyone as popular as Stephen to take me.
Hi.
Well, you must be Olmsted Ware.
In person, but just call me Steady. That's what everyone calls me, except the teachers at school. Pop when he's mad. Old Stevie's mom got things fouled up, so I was elected to drag your niece to the party.
Drag? Now, see here, young man.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. McLeod. Think nothing of it. She ready?
Jeepers. Good evening, Olmsted. This is Annette, my niece.
Hi, Annette. I see you got the flowers, okay?
Oh, thank you very much. They're lovely.
Don't thank me. Or Mom's idea. Personally, I don't go for gardenias. Darn things smell like funerals. Besides, I'm broke. Tell you the truth, my allowance is mortgaged to the hilt for the next 6 months.
Well, it was very nice of you to call for Annette.
Oh, I'm just pinch-hitting for old Stevie. Mom said I had to. She's a friend of Mrs. Abernathy's. They cooked this deal up between them.
Really, Olmsted?
Oh, I don't mind. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of nervous myself. This is my first date at a grown-up brawl.
Brawl?
Oh, you know how it is. Well, shall we shove off? Don't want to be late. Might miss something. See ya.
What an ill-mannered little boy.
He ought to have his ears boxed.
Ears? What he needs is a good whack in the pants.
Well, we'll have to walk. I haven't got a car. Pop says no dies till I'm 16 at least.
Oh, I like to walk.
Stevie's got a keen job, but he's 17 and... Say, how's about stopping at the malt shop for a little libation? It's on the way.
I thought you were broke.
Sure, I'm always broke. Chronic condition. But I can either put it on the cuff or float along with Mike.
Who's Mike?
He's a kid that works at the soda fountain. Swell egg, Mike. Come on, it's only a hop, skip, and a jump from here.
Here you go.
Hi, Mike.
Hi there, Steady.
Oh, this is Annette, Mike. Annette McLeod.
Hello, Annette.
Hi, Mike.
Say, you're new around here, aren't you?
She's Mr. McLeod's niece.
Oh, I didn't think I'd seen you around here before.
Oh, I've only been here a few days.
I'm taking her to Val's party. Hey, aren't you going?
Nope.
How come?
Wasn't invited.
Oh, sorry. Say, how's about a couple of root beer floats?
Okay. 2 root beer floats coming up.
Oh, better make mine a chocolate malt and bear down on the chocolate.
You better watch those calories, boy.
I need energy.
Why wasn't he invited to the party?
He doesn't go with our crowd.
Oh.
I guess he could if he wanted to, but he's always so darn busy. Working and studying, helping his father on the ranch.
He lives on a ranch?
Yeah, out on Highway 26, right close to the Maypens.
Jet Maypen?
Do you know Jet?
I met her the other day. She brought us some chickens and eggs.
Yeah, she brings everybody chickens and eggs. Regular old chicken and egg woman.
I liked her a lot. Will she be at the party?
Jet? Heck no.
You going to school here this fall?
I start at Old South next Monday.
Good deal. The old ivy-covered halls are right across the street.
Yeah, and this is our official hangout.
You're gonna like Old South. It's a mighty fine school and a nice bunch of kids.
Ah, who likes school?
Now, don't be bitter.
Steady tells me you're a senior.
That's right. This is my last year.
Hey, it's after 7. We better get moving. What's the bad news?
55 cents.
55 cents? How come?
20 cents for the root beer float, 35 for the malt.
35 cents for one measly malt?
They've gone up a nickel.
Oh, for crying out loud, what are these guys trying to do, bankrupt me? I seem to have forgotten my wallet.
Okay, Steady. I'll put it on your account.
Thanks, Mike. You're a real pal. I am a little short. Okay, let's go.
Well, have a nice time.
I'm sorry you're not coming with us, Mike.
So am I.
You haven't got time to sit around here yapping.
Goodbye, Mike.
Goodbye, Annette, and I hope to see you again.
So do I.
For Pete's sake, you're both going to the same school, aren't you? Come on.
Kitty.
I thought you said Steady was going to be here tonight.
He is, but he had to go get Annette McLeod.
Annette McLeod? How come?
Oh, I'm sorry, Kitty. It was Mother's idea. She made the arrangements.
So that's why he didn't ask me. That's a jib.
Where's Steve?
He went to get Laura.
Lucky dog.
Envy will get you no place.
Huh. Fat chance any of us guys got with Steve in their pitching.
I wonder
wonder what happened to Steady and Annette. They should have been here by now.
Oh, don't worry about old Steady. Probably stopped off at the malt shop to get a little nourishment to tide him over. Hey, kids! Here comes the Queen! Roll out the red carpet!
Hello, Laura. Oh, what a stunning dress. Darling, you look simply divine.
Yeah. Here, let me park the rabbit for you.
Oh, silly boy, that happens to be Ermine, not Rabbit.
Well, well, what do you know? A little old Ermine. Poor guy. How his wife and children must miss him.
I do hope we're not late, Val.
Oh, no, we were just going to play some games.
Good deal. How about charades?
Oh, Stevie, we're always playing charades.
How about musical chairs? I'll tell you what. Laura's promised to sing us a new song. How about that? Oh, that's great.
I always keep my promises, Stevie.
Well, come on.
What
are you going to play?
Reading, writing, and rhythm.
Well, vacation's almost over. We'll soon be going back to school. But before we do, let's all review this elementary rule. Reading, writing, and rhythm, they're the 3 R's today. Now arithmetic is fine, but look, you can't dance with an algebra book. So take this tip from teacher, and you're on your swinging way. Reading, writing, and rhythm, they're the 3 R's today. These days, school days are really very cool days. The dances that we dance become part of the standard curriculum. Wanna take a course in physical ed? Well, why not simply Bob instead? There's the Charleston, my oh me, it's a course in ancient history. Would you like to study etiquette? Well, we'd better dig up the minuet. Want a course in Latin, American affairs, to the mambo, forget your cares. Take this tip from teacher, and you're on your swinging way. Reading, writing, and rhythm, they're the 3 R's today.
Play something else, Laura.
All righty. Hi. Come on. Yoo-hoo.
Hello, Annette. I'm so glad you could come. You look positively devastating in that dress. Doesn't she, Steady?
Yeah, sharp.
Thank you. We were beginning to think you got lost, Eddie.
We stopped for a malt. If you don't stop lapping up those malts, you're gonna burst. Oh, you're just jealous because I don't have to watch my figure like you gals.
Kitty's been looking for you.
Oh, she's a drip.
Oh, now, Steady, you know you're crazy about Kitty.
Oh, she's worse than a kid's sister, the way she's always following me around.
Oh, you're impossible. You're just in time. We're gonna play Spin the Bottle.
Spin the bottle? Good grief, if you're gonna play a kid's game, why don't you play post office?
We played Spin the Bottle at the party the other night and had a million laughs.
Oh, brother, how corny can you get?
Oh, what a character.
Hi, gang.
Hi, Steady. Hello.
Hello.
Say, haven't we met someplace before?
Mm-hmm. The other day when I first arrived.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were looking for an address on Elm. I take it you found it all right.
It was my aunt and uncle's address. I'm Annette McLeod.
So you're Annette McLeod. Well, I guess I owe you an apology.
What for?
For standing you up. I'm Steve Abernathy.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you again, Steve.
Then you accept my apology?
It wasn't your fault.
Well, remind me never to do it again, will you? Come on in, I'll introduce you to the gang. Kids, I want you to meet a friend of mine. This is Annette McLeod, a recent and I might add most attractive addition to our fair city. Annette, this is Kitty Blaylock, Madge Markham, Jimmy Smith,
Hi.
Drew Stafford,
Hi.
Tony Blair, Pat Boron, and Court Whitney.
Hi.
And I believe you've already met Moselle Corey.
Oh, yes, we met the other day. I was wondering when you were going to get here. All the kids have been dying to meet you.
Well, isn't anybody going to introduce me?
Oh, Laura, I'm sorry. Laura Rogan, this is Annette McLeod.
Oh, yes, the country cousin. I understand you're from Gopher Junction. It's Beaver Junction. Gopher, beaver, weasel. I knew it was some kind of a rodent.
Oh, come now, Laura. A weasel's not a rodent.
Oh, Stevie, you're so cute. You know I don't know anything about botany.
You mean zoology, don't you?
Stephen, must you get technical? Well, what are we waiting for? I thought we were going to play Spin the Bottle.
We are. Here's the bottle. Okay, everybody get their number. All right, now let's all adjourn to the patio.
Come on. Wait, let me have you.
You know how to play, don't you?
I'm not sure. We used to play back home when we were little, but I've sort of forgotten.
Oh, there's nothing to it. We sit around in a circle, and the leader spins the bottle and calls a number. The one whose number's called has to stop the bottle before it stops spinning, or else he pays a forfeit.
Oh, now I remember.
Come on.
All right, all set?
All right, and I'm it.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, ready? Number 16, come and get it.
Oh, that's me.
You goofed. Forfeit.
All right, so I have to pay a forfeit. What'll it be?
How about that necklace?
Oh, trust you to pick the most expensive thing I've got. Daddy bought it to me from Paris last year for my birthday.
Hey, it looks like the real McCoy.
Well, of course it's the real thing. What did you think it was? Costume jewelry?
Okay, so it's 14 karat solid gold. I'll just put it on the piano till we're ready to pay off. Okay, you're it.
17.
Guess that makes you it again, huh?
You goon, you did that on purpose. 22. Forfeit. Well, what do you have to forfeit? I don't know. Oh, don't be naive. Anything will do. It doesn't matter. A necklace, a bracelet. Oh, you don't have any jewelry, do you?
How about her corsage, Laura?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I didn't notice. Well, that'll be fine. Just set it there on the piano next to my necklace.
Here, let me get it.
Now you're it. Well, what are you waiting for? Spin the bottle. 15.
Aha, big joke. Big joke.
Stand. Whatever happened to you?
Oh, that dumb game.
What game?
Oh, there ought to be a law against such slippery floors. I could have knocked my teeth down my throat.
Olmsted, whatever are you talking about?
Oh, that dumb game we've been playing, spin the bottle. I tripped and did a header.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's beginning to swell. I hope you aren't going to have a black eye. You wait. I'll get a piece of steak and...
I haven't got time now. I'll eat it later. We're going to redeem our forfeits, and I got to get my shoes back before I wreck my socks.
Poor Olmsted, you always manage to get into trouble.
All right, kids, let's go. I'm ready.
Quiet. Silence in the courtroom. Is everybody ready to redeem their forfeits?
Yeah.
Sure.
Here's the cards.
Okay, Val, you draw the numbers.
First number, 16.
Will number 16 please step forward? Oh, so you're number 16. Let me see. Your forfeit was... Ah, yes. Okay, Drew. Heavy, heavy hangs over your head. Fine or superfine? Superfine. What shall she do to redeem it? She'll sing reading, writing, and rhythm again.
Oh, you wretch.
Well, vacation's almost over. We'll soon be going back to school. But before we do, let's all review this elementary rule. Reading, writing, and rhythm, they're the three.
Cute song.
Today.
She hasn't got a bad voice either.
Laura's loaded with talent.
She's
pretty, isn't she?
Our male population seems to think so.
Especially one of them. And you're on your swinging way. Reading, writing, and rhythm. They're the three R's today.
Okay, Val, who's next?
15.
Oh, you.
Heavy, heavy hangs over your head. Fine or superfine? About size 12 and a half. What shall he do to redeem his forfeit? Stand on his head and do a jig.
Ah, very funny.
Do you know any jig tunes?
Of course.
You ready?
All set.
Okay, let's go.
Boy, that sure made me hungry. When do we eat?
Oh, don't you ever think of anything but food? Who's next?
22.
Well, 22, isn't that you?
Oh, it is.
Well, go on, don't be bashful.
Heavy, heavy hangs over your head. Fine or superfine? Super, super fine. What shall she do to redeem it? How about another song?
Oh, no, I don't sing very well.
Oh, sure you can. It's all in fun.
Shall I sing my favorite?
Oh, sing anything. It doesn't matter. Here, sit down.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't play the piano.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, what can you do? Oh, but then I don't suppose it's your fault. I don't imagine Gopher Junction's exactly a cultural center.
Laura.
It's called How Will I Know My Love.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
Yes, for heaven's sakes, let's get this silly game over before supper's announced.
I'll follow you on my harmonica.
Oh, that'll be fine.
How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? How corny can you get?
Laura, please.
How will I know he's mine? How will I know my love? When he
Come on, everybody, soup's on.
Pinewood.
There's a lot of the class, Laura.
Oh,
Oh,
Betty liked me.
goodness, supper was announced, so we didn't have to listen to any more of that dull song she was trying to sing.
I'll get you something to eat.
Annette! Well, where are you going, dear?
Well, I was just...
Oh, you better go on out there before everything's gone.
Oh, there's Annette.
Hey, Annette, grab yourself a plate and come on over here with us.
Oh, I'll take care of your coat for you.
Thank you.
Stevie should have been born in the days when knighthood was in flower.
What'd I do now, Pet?
And wear shining bright armor and rescue damsels in distress.
Oh, come now, Laura. Just because I asked Annette to join us.
Really, Steve, the way you're fussing over her, I'm beginning to think she is a kissing cousin.
Could be. You know, her family and mine have been friends for years. In fact, Lila McLeod went to school with my mother.
How convenient.
Sit here, Annette.
Got room for one more?
The more the merrier. I'll get another chair.
Oh, sit here, Stevie.
We were just talking about you.
Yes, I know.
Oh, well, you mustn't mind. In a town like this, everybody talks about everybody else. And since you're new here, you're the main topic of conversation.
Don't let them scare you. They're just a bunch of silly gossips.
You ought to be flattered that everyone thinks enough of you to talk about you. Val tells me you're going to stay here from now on. I'm living with my aunt and uncle. I'll be going to Old South High.
Well, so's Laura.
Really? I thought you were just visiting here. Yes, in a way. My mother and father are touring Europe for a couple of months, so I'm going to stay for the fall semester.
Isn't that thrilling? We'll all have simply loads of fun together.
Thanks, kid. You're a pal.
Wait a minute, Steady. That's my plate.
Your plate? Gee, and here I thought you were being a good sport and bringing me a second helping.
Well...
Atta girl. Now go get yourself some more.
Gee, Steady, that's not fair.
You better get in there before everything's all gone.
Gosh, first you stand me up and bring another girl to the party, and then you eat my supper.
Now, wait a minute. I never stood you up. I didn't ask you to go in the first place. Besides, I told you it was all Mrs. Abernathy's idea.
Was it honestly, Steady?
Sure it was. I was trapped. What could I do? Now, be a good kid and go get yourself some more. And bring me some ice cream cake.
Sure, Steady. I'll be right back. What grade are you in, Annette?
The 10th, I think. You think? Don't you know? Well, I'll have to see the principal to find out for sure. I've been going to a country school. I've been going to a private school. We're way ahead of the public schools. I'll be in your room, won't I, Stevie?
Yeah, I guess so. How about some ice cream cake?
I'd love some.
I'll get it for you, Laura. Let me.
Just a tiny bit, please.
I'll get it.
Laura, you're wonderful. How do you do it? Do what? You know what. You've got every boy in town jumping through hoops. We sure wish we had your technique. That's my secret, darling.
Here you are.
Oh, you don't expect poor little old me to eat all that. Here, Val, you take this. And you keep that one, Stevie. Oh, Drew, be a lamb and get a couple more for yourself and Moselle.
Oh, sure thing.
And Jimmy, would you please be a dear and take the plates?
Okay. Oh, sorry. Here, Annette, you take this one. I'll get another one.
Oh! Oh, how clumsy of me.
Come on, Stevie, let's dance. They dance well together, don't they?
Huh? Oh, yeah, a real gruesome twosome.
Steve's nice.
Yeah. Don't be getting any ideas about him. Laura's #1 gal in his life.
She's very attractive.
Are you kidding? She's the slickest chick that ever hit this old town.
Hey, come on, let's pep up this party. Change the record. What time you got, Stephen, old pal?
It's exactly 10 to 12.
10 to 12. Holy cats, I gotta get on my horse. Oh, I suppose I'll have to take Annette home?
I suppose you will.
Good night. Come on, Annette. It's time to shove off.
What's the rush?
I promised Mom I'd be in by 12. And you know Mom, real curfew keeper.
Gee, it's a shame you can't stay later. The fun was just starting. I'm sorry, too. It's been wonderful.
Come on, I'll get your coat.
Good night, Annette.
Good night, Drew.
It was swell having you, Annette. Good night.
Good night, Steve. Laura, good night. I'll show you to the door.
It's too bad she had to leave so early.
Oh, come now, Stevie. Let's not get maudlin over little orphan Annie.
You women, you're all alike. Well, let's go get some punch.
You go ahead. I want to get my necklace before I forget it. Goodbye, Annette. Bye, Steady.
See you in the Rhodes Gallery.
Bye. Goodbye. It's gone.
What's gone?
My necklace. I left it right here on the piano. Are you sure? I remember leaving it right there before I started to sing. Oh, really, Laura? You should be more careful with a valuable necklace like that. Maybe it slid off. Oh, we've looked. Someone must have taken it. Laura. Well, it's not here, isn't it? It just couldn't walk off by itself.
Oh, Laura, will you stop dramatizing everything? We'll find it when Christina cleans up in the morning.
Sure we will, Laura. You're among friends. I've been with all these kids since kindergarten. Not all of them. Laura, you don't mean to say.
How can you say such a thing? My goodness, you shouldn't even think a thing like that.
Well, all I know is that my necklace is gone, and that McLeod girl was the only one left in this room when we went out to supper. Well, she was, wasn't she?
No, but...
But what? It's kind of fun being back at school again, isn't it?
I'll say.
What happened to Laura?
Oh, she wanted to see Stevie about something.
Oh. Hi, Steady.
What do you want?
Well, you don't have to yell at me. What room you going to be in this year?
Same as last year.
I forgot. You didn't pass, did you?
Well, you don't have to rub it in.
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Well, watch it. Hey, Steve! Want to throw some baskets at noon?
Sure, I'd like to. This character bothering you?
Am I bothering her? Huh. That's a laugh.
Hi there. Welcome to Old South.
It's nice to be here.
How'd you make out?
I got put back all right.
It figured.
Oh, it wasn't his fault, though. There wasn't much he could do about it. My grades were okay. It was just a question of the proper subjects.
What, no Mecca Paravastella?
What did you say?
That's Latin for twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Oh, I never took Latin back home, or algebra either.
Oh, that's too bad.
Mr. DeCure says if I work hard and get good grades this year, I can probably catch up by next fall.
Good deal. If you get in a bind, call me. I'll be glad to help you.
Thanks, I'll probably need it.
Oh, Stephen, I've been looking all over for you.
If you'll excuse us, I have something I have to take up with Stephen.
Hi, Annette.
Hi, Jet.
A real stinker, isn't she?
Why, Jet.
Oh, she's not fooling me any.
You don't like her, do you?
Do you?
Well, I don't think she likes me very much.
Natch. She's jealous of you.
Jealous of me? Laura?
Take a tip from an old cowhand. Keep out of her way. Say, how'd you make out with Mr. DeCure? He mow you down?
On account of Latin and algebra.
Well, like Pop always says, a fella might just as well be philosophical about his troubles. Griping and moaning around like an old setting hen will never get you anywhere.
You sound just like Bonnie.
Bonnie?
My foster mother.
Oh, I see you got your lunch. How's about you and me going and putting on the feed bag together?
I'd love to.
Come on, we'll go find your locker.
Oh, there's Annette. I'll go get her. Ask her to eat lunch with us.
You can ask that Mapin girl, too.
You mean Jet?
Well, they're together, aren't they?
So what? Jet's a good kid.
Well, if you ask me, they'd probably prefer being by themselves. They're both country girls, and they've no doubt got a lot of things in common.
Maybe you'd rather eat with them instead of me.
Maybe we should.
Not me. You go ahead if you want to.
Oh, Jet, they're real nice.
Sure, so am I. We just don't happen to mix, that's all. Well, make up your mind. If you're gonna eat with me, come on.
I know she's a country girl, but that's pretty obvious. Laura, don't forget, she's the McLeod's niece, and that makes her part of our crowd. Oh, really, Val? She wants to eat with us. She's got sense enough to join us, hasn't she? There's no law against it. Anyway, I don't think it's up to us to drag her over here, especially after what happened at the party the other night. Laura, well, you didn't find my necklace, did you? No,
but
well, things just don't get lost by themselves. I still think it'll turn up someplace.
Steady's getting good, isn't he?
Good shot, Steady.
Gee whiz, I've been practicing all summer.
Well, keep up the good work and you'll make the team.
You know something? I was wrong about his eyes. They're not green. They're blue. Dark blue.
Whose?
Stephen's.
No, they're not. They're hazel.
He sure is a dreamboat.
Jet, don't tell me you've got a crush on him.
Oh, he doesn't even know I exist. I only see him on the playground and here in the corridors, and once in a while over at the malt shop.
Don't you deliver chickens and eggs to his folks?
Nope, they got a ranch of their own out near our place.
Oh.
Ouch! You still think I'll make the team?
Say, you kind of like him too, don't you?
Come on, Jet, let's go over to the malt shop.
Good deal. Hi, Mike. How's about a couple of hot fudge sundaes for a couple of half-baked sophomores?
Why, sure thing. Hi, Annette.
Hi, Mike. Say, I didn't know you two knew each other.
We sure do. We're old friends.
Steady and I dropped in for a soda on the way to Val's party.
And mighty elegant looking you were, too, all dressed up in your fancy duds. Did you have a nice time?
Oh, it was wonderful.
Come on, Mike. Make with the sundaes.
Okay, 2 hot fudge sundaes. Coming right up.
Mike's a senior.
I know.
He's a good egg. He lives out near us. We come in on the same bus.
Yeah, he told me.
Say, you're sharper than I thought you were. I suppose he told you he's going to college, too, when he graduates.
No, we didn't get around to that.
How come?
How come what?
Seems you told Annette the story of your life, but you forgot to mention the most important part.
Don't tell me I forgot to tell you you're one of the prettiest girls at school.
Say, since when are you making with the sweet talk?
Jet tells me you're going to college when you graduate.
I sure am. That is if I can rustle up enough dishes to wash to pay my way through.
Then he's gonna spoil it all by coming back here to hang out his shingle.
Are you gonna be a lawyer?
I hope.
Sounds like a dumb idea to me.
Being a lawyer?
No, coming back here to Ashford to practice.
Well, what's wrong with Ashford?
Nothing's wrong with Ashford. It's just some of the people.
I think they're pretty regular.
I think Mike's right.
Uh-oh, here comes the howling mob.
Hi, kids.
Hi.
Let's get that table over there. Get away from the crowd.
Really, Laura, did you have to do that?
Do what, darling?
Snub Annette. After all, she hasn't done anything to you.
Hasn't she?
Please, Laura, she'll hear you.
Well, maybe it might be just as well to bring it out into the open.
No, Laura, please, not here.
Well, kids, what'll it be?
Well, I'll have a limeade. I'll have a banana split. Root beer float.
Coming right up.
Come on, let's finish this and get out of here.
Here you go, kids.
Hi, gang. Hi. Hi, Annette. Hi, Jet. Hi, Steady. Give me a Cooper special. Easy on the peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Now that's just what you need.
Make it two, Mike.
Okay, 2 Cooper specials coming up.
You following me?
What if I am?
Well, cut it out, you hear?
It's a free country, isn't it?
Oh, why don't you leave me alone?
I like to annoy myself. What are you going to be when you grow up, Steady?
It's my business.
Aw, come on, don't be mad at me.
Well, maybe I'll be an engineer or a promoter. Or maybe I'll go into the mining business. Or be a mountain climber or a bird watcher. Or maybe I'll go to 7 Seas and be a beachcomber. Maybe I'll just go out somewhere by myself and sit and think.
Gee, that sounds enchanting.
I said by myself.
Look, Val, you turned the house upside down and you didn't find it.
Please, Laura, let's not discuss it.
Oh, Val, my necklace is gone, and as much as I hate to say it, somebody knows more than they're telling.
Please, Laura.
You're not insinuating that any of us took your necklace, are you?
I'm not insinuating anything. Frankly, I don't care who it was or why they took it. All I want is my necklace back. Oh, boy, for a minute there, I thought we were going to have a real hair-pulling match.
Come on, Jet, let's get out of here and get some fresh air.
Boy, that Laura's really out for your scalp.
She doesn't like me, I told you that.
Like you? Ha! That's the understatement of the year.
Oh, so what? I really don't care.
Oh, yes, you do. That's just the trouble. You like all those girls, Val and Moselle and Pat and all the rest of them, and she's done her darndest to poison them against you.
Yeah, I guess she has.
Well, are you just gonna sit still and let her get away with it?
But what can I do? If those girls don't like me, I can't make them.
They did till she got in the act. You told me so yourself.
I guess it's because I'm from the country and I'm only 15 and in the 10th grade and stuff like that.
Fiddlesticks. I'm 15 and in the 10th grade, and I'm a hick, and they don't bother me none. I'm not important enough. But believe me, if I was, I wouldn't let her get away with any scummy insinuation like that. I'd either make her come out with it or let her have it.
Now, don't get excited on my account, Jet.
Who's excited?
After all, she did back down when I called her on it.
Huh.
And really now, she didn't exactly accuse me.
How close can you come? She's a real snake in the grass, she is. And if you don't watch out, she'll get you. You wait and see.
Look, chum, do me a favor, will you?
Sure, Steady. What is it?
Get lost. Hey, Steve! Oh, boy, you should have been over the malt shop just now. You almost missed a honey of a fight.
A fight?
Yeah, Annette and Laura. They almost came to blows. Isn't that so, Mike?
Isn't what so?
About Annette and Laura getting in a hassle.
Annette and Laura? Oh, come now, Steady.
Well, it wasn't exactly a fight. Laura just made a couple of cracks about that necklace of hers, and Annette called her on it.
Oh. I wonder what the dickens could have happened to that darn thing. Val and I looked all over the place for it. It just seemed to have vanished into thin air.
Maybe someone did take it.
Oh, I'd hate to think that, Steady.
Could have been a burglar.
In the middle of a party?
Well, it has happened. Raffles could have done it.
Okay, Sherlock, you work on it.
Oh, Annette, just a minute. I want to talk to you. Will you excuse us?
Sure, I don't mind.
About what happened over...
You mean over at the malt shop?
Please don't let Laura upset you. She doesn't really mean things the way they sound.
She meant it all right, Val. She's convinced that someone took her necklace.
Yes, I guess she is. Didn't you see it lying there on the piano?
No, I didn't.
I just don't understand it.
Neither do I. But I do think it's pretty awful of Laura to think that anyone at the party would take it.
It's terrible. You just don't accuse your friends of being thieves. Uh-oh. There goes the bell. I'll see you.
Dinner's ready, Mr. Archie.
Oh, good. I'll call Annette and Lila.
I've already called them.
Oh, there you are, my dear.
Aunt Lila will be down in a minute.
Still primping, huh? How did school go today?
Oh, very nice, Uncle Archie. Except for being put back a grade.
Well, don't bother about that. You'll have plenty of time to catch up.
I know, but I'm older than most of the kids in my room. It makes me feel a little silly.
No, they're the ones that are silly. The older they get, the sillier they get. Now, maybe I could help you with your Latin, although it's been years since I've taught.
To hear you talk, Archie, anyone would think you were a doddering old man.
Well, I'm not as spry as I used to be, and that's for sure, as you young people would say.
Everything's ready.
Thank you, Katie. Did you see Val and Moselle today?
Just for a few minutes. We're not in the same room, you know.
Oh, that's too bad. You ought to bring them home with you some night for dinner so that you can get better acquainted. Anytime. Katie won't mind.
Well, thank you, Aunt Lila, but I'll have a lot of homework to do if I want to make up my grades.
Well, that's the spirit, but don't work too hard. You know, all work and no play makes Jill, a dull girl.
Well, there's lots of things besides studying, Uncle Archie. There's basketball and gym and glee club, and this noon Jet and I had a Sunday.
Jet?
We had lunch together.
Why didn't you have lunch with Val and Moselle?
Well, I met Jet first thing this morning, and we sort of agreed to eat together. She's lots of fun.
Chip off the old block. Quite a character, Jim Maypan. Our grandfathers moved here at about the same time. Used to see quite a lot of Jim in the old days. Funny how folks drift apart. Too bad.
Jet's a nice youngster, Annette. I'm very fond of her. But I think it might be better if you went around with Val's crowd.
Yes, Aunt Lila. I understand.
Hi, gonna eat lunch with us today?
Well, I sort of promised Jack.
Annette, why do you always avoid us? Don't you like us?
Of course I do, Val. You know it's not that.
It's on account of what Laura said the other day, isn't it? Gee, Annette, I wish you wouldn't feel that way. We all like you a lot, and we'd love to have you with us.
I'm sorry, Val, but as long as Laura feels the way she does, I just can't be part of your crowd.
Why don't you have it out with her?
I tried over at the malt shop, but you saw what happened.
Darn her anyway. She's so stubborn. Well, see you later. Oh, I almost forgot. Stephen's going to appoint you the new program chairman from the 10th grade.
Really?
For the pre-Thanksgiving entertainment. Between you and me, I think he likes you.
I like him, too.
The announcements will be made at the end of the week, and the committees are going to meet at our house Saturday. Will you come?
Oh, I'd love to.
Good. We'll expect you.
Everything's gonna work out swell, Jack.
What are you talking about?
Well, the most wonderful things just happened. Stephen's gonna appoint me program chairman for our class. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, congratulations.
I'll probably need an assistant. Would you like the job if I do?
Yeah, sure, I guess so.
Good. I'll tell Steve. I'm sure it'll be okay.
There's the last bell. We better hurry.
Come on in, it's open.
Hi.
Hi, Steady.
Sorry I'm late. I just stopped for a minute at the malt shop.
Needed a little nourishment, huh?
You guessed it.
Well, you didn't need to. Mother's in the kitchen now, supervising some sandwiches being made especially for you.
Oh, good. I can use them after the meeting. Gang outside?
Yeah.
Hi, gang.
Oh, hi,
Steady.
Hi.
By yourself.
What's boiling over, Repulsy?
What makes you think you're a traffic stopper, big shot?
Women. Always around a guy's neck like a millstone. What are you gonna play?
None of your business.
Hey, my favorite record. Let's dance.
Okay, kids. Shall we bring the meeting to order?
We're ready.
Let's go.
Mike's not here yet. Shouldn't we wait for him?
Mike? Oh, you mean that soda jerk down at the malt shop?
He's the new chairman for the 12th grade.
Well, how come?
Why not?
Well, he doesn't belong to our crowd.
It's about time he did. He is one of the very nicest boys, besides having a grade A average.
Really?
Yes, really.
Okay, kids, break it up. Let's get down to business. Everybody grab a pencil and pad.
The door was open, so I came on in.
Oh, my. We were just about to get things started.
Sorry to be late, but it seems the whole town suddenly developed a violent thirst just as I was about to leave the shop.
You know everybody here, don't you, Mike?
Well, I think so. They're all good customers of mine.
May I be the first to congratulate you, Mike, on your appointment to the entertainment committee.
Well, thank you, Val. I hope I can live up to the job.
Oh, don't worry. We'll all help you as much as we can.
I hear you've been elected to head your class.
Yes, wasn't that sweet of Stevie to appoint me? Well, considering I'm just visiting here.
I know you'll do a bang-up job. Oh, hi, Annette. Excuse me.
Hi, Mike.
What's all this I hear about you being appointed chairman for the 10th?
Isn't it terrific?
It sure is. We're going to have a pretty busy year ahead of ourselves.
Oh, Stevie, I hate to say this, but I think you've made a mistake in some of your appointments.
Huh?
Well, I mean, you put kids on the board who've had no experience at all.
Like who, for instance?
Oh, I've no objection to Mike, but, well, Annette, what does she know about making out an entertainment program? Coming from a country school, she'll have all she can do to keep up her grades. After all, it's to her own interest. I'm sure she wouldn't mind giving up the appointment.
Now, look here, Laura.
You wouldn't mind, would you, Annette? In a few weeks, she'll get the hang of things and...
Laura, how can you? Annette's at the head of her class, and Mr. DeCure wants her on the committee as well as Stephen.
He most certainly does, and the appointments have all been made, and they're not going to be changed. Oh, for heaven's sakes, you two, what's the matter? Do you have to make an issue out of it? Of course, if Mr. DeCure told you to put her on the committee, I guess you have to, and that's that. But you'll need a good assistant. Well, how about Kitty Blaylock? She'd be perfect.
We were going to take up the question of assistants at this meeting. Well, Annette, would you like to have Kitty for your assistant?
Oh, of course I would, but well, I'd sort of hoped to have Jet Maypen. Jet Maypen? But that's ridiculous. She doesn't belong to our crowd. Jet may not belong to your crowd, but she's still a very nice girl, and she happens to be my best friend.
Annette, if you want Jet for your assistant, it's okay by me.
Stephen, have you gone out of your mind? I won't have it.
You haven't got anything to say about it. Look, Annette, I'm sorry about all of this, and I apologize in the name of the committee. Now, let's get on with the meeting.
What do you mean apologizing to her? What about me? She's the one who should apologize. What about my necklace?
Holy cats, Laura, aren't you ever going to quit beefing about that dumb necklace?
Steady is right, Laura. Let's drop it, please.
Come on now. Let's not get all hot and bothered. The darn necklace must be insured.
Well, of course it is, but what's that got to do with it? I'm sorry, Steve. I don't believe I want to be on this committee. If you'll excuse me, I'm going home.
Wait a minute, Steve. I'll talk to her.
Now see what you went and did.
You keep out of this, you diminutive pest.
Diminutive pest? Now, wait a minute. Hey, what's it mean?
Oh, come on now. There's no use getting all steamed up. That won't get you anywhere.
I'm not steamed up. I'm just going home.
All right, then, if that's the way you feel, I'll walk you home.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Then let's go back and talk it over.
I told you I don't want to talk about it. It's just no use.
Yeah, sure. Look, just because Laura made a couple of out-of-order cracks doesn't mean you have to run out on everybody.
I don't think being called a thief is a question of being out of order.
Well, she didn't exactly say that.
Well, she might as well have.
Even if she did, that's still no reason for running away. Look, why don't you come back with me right now and have it out with her, once and for all?
She hates me. She's hated me since we first met, and for no reason.
Oh, she's got a reason, all right, or at least she thinks she has. You're not too repulsive, you know. Believe me, I wouldn't take any of her guff if I knew I was innocent.
You don't think I took it?
Don't be an idiot. Of course I don't, Annette, and neither does anybody else.
Then I don't care what she says or thinks.
Good. I'm gonna hold you to that. And you'll stay on the committee?
I'll stay if they still want me.
You know they do, Annette. I'll tell Stephen. Now just forget all about it, and I'll see you in school Monday.
Bye, Mike. You've helped a lot.
Forget it.
Need any help?
Help? What makes you think I need any help?
That's what I like about you, Jet.
You like me?
No matter what happens, you always stand on your own 2 feet.
Well, I ought to be able to. They're big enough, that's for sure.
It's quite a tropical exhibit you've got here.
Oh, they don't belong to me. They're Miss Miller's, our botany teacher. I only take care of them a little.
You must have a green thumb.
I guess I'm just kind of green, period.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. We had a meeting Saturday night at my house for the new entertainment committee, and it seems that Annette wants you for her assistant.
Oh, she said something about that. That is, if it's okay with you.
Oh, sure it is. And that goes for the rest of the gang, too.
Well, I'll try not to let you down, Stephen.
Oh, you won't. We're going to meet Friday afternoon at the malt shop to discuss the pre-Thanksgiving entertainment.
Well, if you get stuck, I can always cut you a pigeon wing.
A pigeon wing? What's that?
Oh, that's what Pop says the country folks used to dance before the good old rock and roll took over the jukeboxes.
It sounds amusing. I might take you up on that. I'll have a root beer.
Okay, pour him a root beer, will you, Ronnie?
Well, it's all set.
What's all set?
Jet, she's tickled to death to be appointed Annette's assistant.
Good.
Hey, I've been working on that case.
What case, Sherlock?
The missing necklace case.
Did you find out anything?
No. But I've got an idea, and I think it'll work.
Spill it.
Well, here's what we do. First we find Laura, and then we have a real serious talk with her. And here's what we say.
What is this? The Annette McLeod Admiration Society?
Oh, Laura, don't be like that. All we're trying to do is make you understand that Annette couldn't possibly...
You don't need to tell me anything about that one. I know exactly what she is. Apparently she's got you fellas bamboozled, but she's not fooling me one bit. Not one little bit.
You and your bright ideas.
How'd I know it was gonna backfire?
Of all the stubborn females.
Wait a minute. I got another idea.
All right, bright boy, but it better be good this time.
Well, here's what we do. Sure, it'll work. Annette's a good kid. She's reasonable. She'll understand if you talk to her, Steve.
Oh, no, you don't. I'm not getting myself in the middle.
You got us, Steve. You're the student body president, aren't you?
He's right, Steve.
Okay. I'll have a go at it. Can you come down here for a minute, Annette? I want to talk to you.
Just a moment.
Annette, will you do me a favor?
Sure.
Thanks. I knew you would.
What is it, Steve?
Well, you know how stubborn Laura's been about this darn old necklace business. And we thought, that is, Mike Steady and I, that if you'd talk to her, she'd listen to reason and... Laura!
Well, thanks for standing me up. I thought we had a tennis date, but I see you have something more important to do.
Now, wait a minute. Oh, my gosh, I completely forgot about it. Look, I'll get in touch with you later. I've got to apologize.
Sure, I understand.
Okay, Jet. Let's go with that pigeon wing.
Left foot, right foot, turkeys in the tater field. Right foot, left foot, turn around and swing. Sidestep, breakaway, strutting to the beat. That's the way you do it when you cut a pigeon wing. Hay foot, straw foot, possums in the pumpkin patch. Straw foot, hay foot, while you dance and sing. Toe down, hoe down, then you tap your feet. That's the way you do it when you cut a pigeon wing. If you happen to be alone, it's a dance just one can do. But if you have a partner, it's a happy step for two. Left foot, right foot, buzzes in the cottonwood. Right foot, left foot, get into the swing. Heel toe, away you go, music's mighty sweet. That's the way you do it when you cut a pigeon wing.
Hold it, kids. That was real good, Jet.
Gee, thanks, Steve.
Have a seat, Jet.
Well, what's next on the agenda?
Laura has a new song, and Annette and Mike, They've whipped up a number they'd sure like to do together.
A duet, huh? Good. Shall we run through your song first?
Well, it's a rather difficult number, Stevie. If you don't mind, I'd prefer a little more time to practice.
Sure. How about you two?
Well, we could do with a little more practice, too, but if you'll bear with us, we're game. Steady, be a gentleman and put a dime in the slot.
I seem to be a little short.
Yeah. Okay, here.
Thanks, Mike. Just put it on the cuff with the rest of my bill.
I'll put a dime or quarter in the jukebox slot.
I'll pick a pretty platter, something that's sweet or hot.
We'll drink a double malted, sitting on a stool, meeting at the malt shop after school. We'll do a little dancing when the music's right. I'll pick myself a partner, prettiest one in sight.
We'll cut ourselves a carpet, yes, we'll play it cool.
Meeting at the malt shop after school. I'll help you with your algebra.
I'll help you with your math.
When homework's done, we'll have a Sunday.
I'll regret these calories one day.
I will walk you home and maybe on the way I might hold your hand.
But what'll my uncle say?
From now until vacation, won't you make it a rule to meet me at the malt shop?
I'll meet you at the malt shop.
Meeting at the malt shop after school.
Steady gone yet?
Nope, he has to stay after school.
Oh, no, not again. What'd he do this time?
Miss Miller asked him if he was planning to major in nuclear physics when he got to be a senior, and he said no.
What's wrong about that? Does he have to take it?
No, but he didn't have to mention he was going to major in whodunits.
Oh, that goon.
How long does he have to stay in?
Until he finishes that chemistry deal he's been working on.
How long do you suppose it'll take him to finish it?
He finished it.
Oh, my gosh, he's killed. Oh, Steady, are you all right?
I'm okay, I think.
What in the world happened?
I guess I didn't put enough sulfur in the gunpowder mix.
Gunpowder?
Maybe too much. Well, anyway, it backfired on me.
Boy, are you a mess. Maybe you better go see the nurse.
What for?
Well, you look kind of goofy.
I do?
I'll say. Gosh, maybe you need something to pep you up.
Yeah, maybe I ought to go with the malt shop for a little nourishment. Like a banana split or a chocolate malt, maybe.
But what are we waiting for? Come on, let's go.
Sorry, kid, I can't. I'm broke. And Mike says no more credit until after Thanksgiving.
Come on, I'll treat you.
You will? Gee, you're a pal.
Boy, what a wacky character. He won't be satisfied till he blows up the joint. He almost did. I'll say, come on, let's get out of here while the getting's good. Say, how'd you like to have company for dinner tonight? Company? Yeah, me. Pop's in town and he's not going home till 8 o'clock, so I can ride back with him instead of taking the bus. That is, if it's okay with your folks. Well, I think it'll be okay with Aunt Lila. And Katie never minds sitting in extra place. Good, then you got yourself a deal. Katie and I are old buddies. Something sure smells good.
Hi, kid. Jet, what are you doing here this time of day?
Jet's staying for dinner tonight, Katie, if it's all right.
All right. Land's sake, what kind of talk is that? Of course it's all right. With all this fried chicken and mashed potatoes and homemade biscuits and honey?
Stop, you're making me drool.
Gee, Jet, maybe you get enough fried chicken at home.
Fried chicken? Are you kidding? The only fried chicken I ever get is the old hens who land in the stew pot after they're through laying eggs.
Now you're making me drool. There's nothing I like better than good fricassee of chicken and homemade noodles.
Come on, Jet, I'll tell Aunt Lila you're here.
Now don't primp all day. Dinner's almost ready.
Say, this is pretty elegant.
Yeah, it's neat, isn't it?
First time I've ever been in this part of the house.
It sort of scared me, too, at first. Like I told Uncle Archie, it's so big you could fit Bonnie's whole house in it.
Hers and ours both, and maybe a couple of hen houses and the corn crib thrown in for good measure.
Let's say hi to Uncle Archie. I think he's in the library. He spends a lot of time with books.
Just an old bookworm, huh?
Uncle Archie, may we come in?
Of course, girls, come in.
Are you busy?
No, just checking through one of my books before dinner.
Boy, you sure got a mess of them.
Yes, I'm rather proud of them. Have a lot of fine first editions, too.
You know Jet, don't you, Uncle Archie? She's having dinner with us.
Oh, splendid. You do look familiar.
I'm the gal who brings you your chickens and eggs.
Oh, yes, of course. And mighty nice fresh eggs they are, too.
Well, I try my best to get them here before they hatch.
Jet's your old friend Jim Apin's daughter, Uncle Archie.
Jim Maypen's daughter. Well. You live near the Abernathy place at Spring Branch.
I reckon about a mile south of them.
I haven't been there since you were in swaddling clothes.
Out our way, we call them diapers.
Is Aunt Lila down yet?
Nope, she's still primping.
Well, I'll go tell her Jet's here.
You do that. Jet and I have a lot to talk over. Annette's my niece, you know.
Yeah, I know. She's a real cool kid.
Yes, she is a real... Yes. Well, as I was saying, I was telling Annette how your father's folks and ours came here and settled in the early days.
Yeah, Pop's always sounding off about that, too. He says the smart ones came here to town and let it grow up around them and make them rich, while the rest of them just bought themselves a lot of hard work.
Nonsense. Your father has a fine ranch. Mighty fine.
Well, we kind of like it. Been nip and tuck most of the time hanging on to it, but we've all pitched in and helped, and now we don't even have a second mortgage.
Well, that's just great. Well, now I want to show you my books. I just got a brand new set of Encyclopedia Britannica. Fine edition, if I do say so myself. Oh, I'm writing my philosophical thesis.
Sounds great, but can you feed it to chickens?
No, indeed.
Oh, there you are, Aunt Lila.
You're a little late, dear. I was just putting out a fresh dress for you.
Do I have to change?
Well, not if you don't want to.
Thank you. I brought one of the girls home from school to dinner.
Oh, how nice. Val?
No, it's Jet. Jet Maypen.
Jet Maypen.
Well, she sort of invited herself.
Next time, just say that you have to ask me before you can bring a guest home for dinner.
But Jet's my friend, Aunt Lila. My very best friend, and I like her a lot.
I'm sorry, Annette. I didn't mean to be unkind. But as I told you before, I'd prefer that you went around with your own crowd, Val and Laura.
But I don't like Laura.
You don't like Laura? Why not?
Oh, I just don't, that's all.
I'm surprised at you, Annette. Laura's a charming young lady. She comes from a very fine Back Bay family. You'd be much better off to cultivate her and her little crowd instead of letting Jet monopolize your time.
I'm sorry, Aunt Lila.
Now, don't be upset. It's done, and we must do our best to make her feel at home. Now, freshen up, dear. I'll go down and welcome her.
Thank you.
Slippery little rascal, isn't it?
My brother tells me you had a nice chat about old times here in Ashford.
We sure did, but we couldn't quite decide who was the smartest, The folks who stayed in town are the ones who moved to the country.
It's fun living on a ranch.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about country life. There's something primitive about it, something old-fashioned and self-contained. Reminds me of...
The wheaten loaves, the nectar, the honey, the purple grapes, the foaming milk is in the old Greek tales.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
As I was saying, food produced on man's own land. Ah, delightful.
Reminds me of Bonnie's place. Makes me homesick.
Say, why don't you come out and visit us some Saturday? Spend the day.
Oh, I'd love to. That is, if Aunt Lila wouldn't mind.
Oh, she doesn't mind. I'll drive out myself. We'll make a day of it.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
There's nothing I'd rather do than have a nice long visit with Jim, talk over old times.
How about next weekend?
Fine. Saturday morning, bright and early.
It's a deal. I'll tell Pop. Oh, boy, I'm so full of fried chicken, I'm about ready to cackle.
Yeah, Katie's a real keen cook.
I'll say. You mean this is your room? All by yourself?
Mm-hmm. It was my grandmother's room.
It sure is neat. You know, you're a pretty lucky kid, living in a big, lovely house like this and having such keen folks as your aunt and uncle.
Yeah, I guess I am. But somehow I'm beginning to feel that I really don't belong here.
What's biting you now?
Oh, Aunt Lila wants me to go around with Val and Moselle.
You mean instead of me?
Oh, no, it's not that. It's just that she thinks I ought to be more friendly with Laura.
That schmo.
Aunt Lila thinks she's nice.
I take it you haven't told her about that necklace business, have you?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I guess I'm afraid to. She just wouldn't understand.
Well, how do you know unless you tell her?
Maybe I shouldn't have come here to Ashford in the first place. Maybe I ought to go home to Bonnie.
Running out before you even put up a decent fight.
I'm no match for Laura. She's so smart and sophisticated, I just don't know how to fight her.
Well, you're gonna have to do it sooner or later. Look, why don't you just walk right up to her and look her straight in the eye and say, "Come on now, you. If you think I took that dumb necklace, say so in plain English. If you don't, put up or shut up."
You sound like Mike.
Then why don't you listen to him? Mike's a real solid guy, and he's had plenty of problems to face. You don't see him running out on anything, do you?
No.
Of course not. He knows the best way to lick a situation is to face it. And if you ask me, the sooner you do it, the better.
Do what?
Clip that green-eyed cat's whiskers.
Where's Laura?
She could have lunch with Stephen.
Val, you know, we simply must do something about Annette and Laura.
You got any ideas?
There must be something we can do to straighten things out between them. Well, this is just all too silly.
I'll say. I tried talking to both of them, but I get nowhere fast.
Me too. Laura just won't give an inch.
Neither will Annette. She feels Laura owes an apology. Sure getting sick and tired of all this fussing and feuding.
What about the barbecue Saturday?
Annette'll probably turn us down when she finds out Laura's going.
I know, they're barely even speaking.
Laura's sure being pig-headed.
Well, she's convinced Annette took the darn thing.
But why? It could have been any one of us.
Val, how can you say such a thing?
Well, something happened to it. Sure, it's a mystery.
Have you told your mother about it yet?
I don't dare. She'll tell Miss McLeod, and then the lid would really fly off. You know, I think Stephen's going to ask Annette to be his date Saturday.
Oh, no, that's all, Wilnie. Laura'll skin her alive when she finds out.
Oh, Annette. Wait a minute, will you?
Hi, Steve.
Have you talked to Val today?
I saw her for just a minute between classes. Why?
Did she tell you about the barbecue?
Barbecue?
Yeah, we're going to take the whole gang on an old-fashioned hayride and wind it up at our place at Spring Branch for a barbecue.
Sounds like fun.
Well, how about it?
Is this an invitation?
I'm asking you to go.
I'd love to.
Good. I'll pick you up at 10 sharp Saturday morning.
Saturday? This Saturday?
Well, you didn't expect us to skip school, did you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't go.
Why not?
Well, I have to go with...
Oh, so somebody beat me to the punch, huh?
No, it's not that. You see...
Okay, forget it.
No, you don't understand.
Yes, I do. You've got a date with somebody else, and he's a lucky guy. So, better luck next time. I'll see you.
Hi, Mike.
Oh, hi, Annette. Say, this must be my lucky day. I was just wishing you'd beat the mob.
They're all making dates for the barbecue Saturday.
Have you got an invitation?
Yes, I do, but...
Swell! Will you go with me?
You're too late, old man. We're both out of luck. She's already got a date.
No, I don't, Steve. Not the way you think.
Oh, swell. You just don't want to go with me, huh?
Or me?
Oh, I'd love to have gone with both of you. But my uncle and I were invited to spend the day with the Maypens.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place?
You didn't give me a chance.
If I know your uncle, I'm sure he'd much rather stay at home and mess around with his books than go gallivanting out in the country.
No, he wouldn't. Mr. Maypen's an old friend of Uncle Archie's, and he hasn't seen him for years.
What do you say, Mike? Shall we both take her, or shall we toss for her?
No, please, I can't go. Honestly, I can't.
Well, let's call up your uncle. I'm sure he won't mind.
Yes, he will. He's all excited about going, and I just can't let him down.
Well, can't you go out another day?
We were invited for Saturday. I'm sorry.
You mean you won't? Okay, if you can't, you can't. And that's that.
Guess there's just one thing left for us to do.
Yep, there's no use getting into a hassle over it. She turned us both down.
Then how's about drowning our sorrows in a couple of double milkshakes? My treat.
I'm just as disappointed as you are, and just as thirsty.
Make it 3.
Okay, 3 double milkshakes coming up.
Oh, hello, Steady. What are you doing?
Oh, it's you. What's it look like I'm doing? This sure is a stupid idea, pampering a bunch of plants that you can't even eat. Here.
I thought this was Jet's job watering the plants.
Well, I'm helping her.
How come?
Well, if you must know, she's doing my algebra for me.
But that's cheating, Steady.
Well, you know I'm no genius in math.
Mr. DeCure said most geniuses grow up to be bores.
Some people don't have to grow up.
Did you get an invite to the barbecue Saturday?
Sure.
Who are you going with?
I don't know. Maybe I'll just go by myself.
I don't suppose you need any help with your Latin.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not going to hornswoggle me into doing anything.
Oh, you know I wouldn't do a sneaky thing like that.
Not much. What are you planning?
Well, I'm not exactly a whiz in Latin, but I have been known to get a few A's, and I know you're going to be kind of busy practicing for the basketball team.
Yeah, I better not flunk this year. Golly, I'm a year older and a head shorter than anyone else in my class.
Then you'll let me help you?
Well, I was sort of planning on asking Annette to be my date to the barbecue. But, well, okay, I'll pick you up at 10 o'clock.
That's a date, Steady.
You better finish your job.
Hello? This is Annette. Oh, hi, Jet.
For Pete's sake, Annette, why didn't you tell me you were invited to go on the hayride with the gang? Oh, don't be a sill. You and your uncle can come out here anytime. You don't have to come tomorrow.
But we want to come. It's all arranged, and Uncle Archie's looking forward to it. Not so loud. He's coming down the stairs. No, I can't. He's all excited about going. Please, Jet, I can't talk now. See you tomorrow.
Thought I heard the telephone. Was it for you?
It was Jet. I guess they're looking forward to seeing us tomorrow.
So am I. Haven't looked forward to anything so much in years. You happy about going?
Yes, very.
Now, you better get a good night's rest. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow.
I was just going upstairs.
Fine. See you at breakfast. Good night.
Good night, Uncle Archie. I did right, didn't I, Bonnie? I would like to have gone with the kids so much. But I just couldn't let Uncle Archie down. No, I'm not gonna cry. I know what you'd say. No use breaking down over this. Just go to bed and go to sleep. You can think about it in the morning if you still want to.
Uncle Archie!
How do I look?
You look terrific. But what are you doing with that gun and all that fishing gear?
Well, I thought maybe Jim and I could do some trout fishing or bag a pheasant or two while you young ladies visit with each other.
You're really looking forward to this trip, aren't you?
Yes, indeed I am. You know, I used to be quite a sportsman in my younger days. Hunting and fishing and all the rest of it. You know, Annette, you've done a great deal for your Aunt Lila and me. I'm afraid we were beginning to get pretty stuffy before you came to live with us.
Oh, you could never be stuffy.
Very stuffy indeed. But now it seems like old times, like when we were young. Your father was here with us.
Why did my father leave Ashford?
Your father? Well, that's a long story, Annette. Unfortunately, we both loved the same girl.
My mother?
No, she was a girl from Ashford. We were engaged to be married, she and I, when your father came home from college. For them, it was a matter of love at first sight. He was considerably younger than I and a very handsome man. I didn't blame either of them. But when I first found out about it, we quarreled bitterly. And then before I knew it, he was gone.
Bonnie and I have often wondered what happened.
Well, we never heard from him. He left Ashford, and we never heard from him again. That's why we didn't even know about you.
What happened to her?
Well, she still lives here. She never married.
Don't you ever see her?
No. But come now, Annette. That's all in the past.
Well, now I've seen everything.
Oh, Lila says I look like a page out of Stream and Meadow.
Yeah? More like Harper's Weekly.
You look terrific, just like a real sportsman.
Well, thank you, Annette. You know, this reminds me of the days that I used to go hunting and fishing with my father.
Yeah? You don't plan to do any fishing here at the breakfast table, do you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Those were the good old days. Bear and deer hunting and small game and waterfowl. Oh, I can see it all now. The wood pigeons winging their way across an autumn sky.
How come you never brought any wood pigeons home?
And then there was the time that we went bear hunting in North Carolina. Oh, those were the days. And our hounds in full cry on a fresh bear trail. The chase lasted for 2 hours without let-up.
That must have been exciting.
Oh, exciting indeed it was. You know, Annette, there's no music in the world like a good pack of singing hounds giving chase.
Singing hounds?
Singing. You should have heard them.
I'll bet it made that old bear good and mad.
Oh, indeed it did. And how he cuffed and growled when the hounds closed in. And the fights that followed, they were something to see.
Yeah, well, then what happened?
Katie, can't you see we're in a hurry? Now, take Miss Lila's tray up to her. Oh, now, Annette, come on, let's have our breakfast. It's a long trip out to Spring Branch.
There's something wrong with this toaster. You better get it fixed.
Well, I did. I fixed it myself.
Oh. You fixed it. Have a nice time, Annette.
Thank you, Katie.
Don't get your feet wet, sportsman.
If I remember correctly, we must be pretty near Spring Branch. Can't be more than 5 or 6 miles now.
Sure is pretty out here.
Well, now what's the matter?
Feels like a flat tire.
Certainly does. Oh, dear. Well, I just hope I can find the tools.
zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfactual. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual.
Well, well, an old-fashioned hayride.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day.
Sounds like they're having fun.
Certainly does. I wonder who they are.
It's Val and Stephen and the rest of the crowd.
Val and Stephen.
They're taking the gang out to their ranch for a barbecue.
The Abernathys? Well, why aren't you with them?
'Cause I'm with you, silly.
You were invited, weren't you?
Yes, but
Annette, don't tell me you turned them down just to be with your old uncle.
you're not old, Uncle Archie.
But this is ridiculous. We can go to the Maypens anytime. But don't worry, we'll catch up with them as soon as we get this tire fixed.
Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfactual. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine in my way.
Well, well, an old-fashioned hayride.
Sounds like they're having fun.
Certainly does. I wonder who they are.
It's Val and Stephen and the rest of the crowd.
Val and Stephen.
They're taking the gang out to their ranch for a barbecue.
The Abernathys? Well, why aren't you with them?
'Cause I'm with you, silly.
You were invited, weren't you?
Yes, but
Annette, don't tell me you turned them down just to be with your old uncle.
you're not old, Uncle Archie.
But this is ridiculous. We can go to the Maypens anytime. But don't worry, we'll catch up with them as soon as we get this tire fixed.
No, you mustn't.
Well, why not? Annette, something's been troubling you. Both your aunt and I noticed it. You've been looking a little peaked lately. Now tell me, what's the matter?
I'm all right, Uncle Archie. Just don't worry about me.
Annette, I don't want to sound unkind, but we're a little disappointed that you don't seem to like any of the other boys or girls.
But I do. I like them all very much.
All you seem to care about's Jet.
What's wrong with Jet?
Wrong? Well, there's nothing wrong. She's a very nice girl indeed, and very amusing, but so are the other boys and girls. Now, come on, let's catch up with them.
No, please don't. Jet wasn't invited.
Oh, so that's it. Well, we won't talk any more about it. Let's get this job done.
Hi, Annette. Hi, Jet.
Oh, Archie, it's nice to see you.
Been a long time, Jim.
Too long, much too long.
Pop, this is Annette.
Oh, this is Bryce's daughter, huh? The spitting image of her pop.
I'm glad.
You should be. He was one of the handsomest men in town. Archie, are you planning on doing a little fishing?
Oh, I thought I might, like the old days.
Well, that's not a bad idea. We'll have a mess of trout for supper. But first, let's go inside and say hello to the missus. Then we'll have a snort of cider.
Homemade cider.
Jet, show that around and make her feel at home.
Okay, Pop, come on.
Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. Camptown racetrack 5 miles long, oh, doo-dah day. Going to run all night, going to run all day. Bet my money on a bobtail neck, somebody bet on the bay. Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. Camptown racetrack 5 miles long, oh, doo-dah day. Going to run all night, going to run all day. Bet my money on a bobtail neck, somebody bet on the bay.
Hey, Jack's place is near here.
Oh, must be simply ghastly having to live way out here in the sticks.
I mean ghastly. I think it'd be swell.
Oh, I suppose living in the country's fine for some people, but personally I prefer the city. Don't you, Steve?
Oh, I don't know. A guy could do worse than have a nice, quiet ranch out here. Hey, Mike, I just had an idea. Yeah? Why don't we go back and get Annette? She and her uncle ought to be at the Maypens by now. We'll make her go to the barbecue with us.
You think her uncle will mind?
Oh, he shouldn't. He'll be so busy chinning with Jim Maypen.
Oh, but Stephen, you can't do that to Jet. After all, Annette is visiting her.
Well, we'll ask her to come along, too.
Jet? Oh, now really, Stephen.
Well, I don't know why we didn't ask her in the first place.
Yeah, we should. It'd be a lot of fun.
Hey, Curly, turn around and head for the Maypens.
Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling, Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, gentle starry Clementine. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavated for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter, Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavated for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever.
Hey, it's the kids going to the barbecue. Yeah, but they're going the wrong way. The Abernathy place is on the other side of us. They're coming here.
In a cavern, in the canyon, excavated for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter, Clementine.
Hi. Hi. Hi, Steve. Fancy seeing you here.
We've come to take you and Annette to the barbecue, and we're not taking no for an answer.
Steve, you know I can't go.
Well, now, just a minute. Of course you can. That's nonsense. Nice of you fellows to stop by for them.
Thanks, Mr. McLeod. We wanted Annette to come along all the time, but she refused to stand you up.
Ridiculous. Perfectly ridiculous. Now, you run along.
Well, if you're sure.
I insist. Give Jim and me a chance to talk.
Well, let's get going.
Come on, Jet.
Oh, you don't have to take me along, Stephen.
Don't be silly. I want to. Come on.
Have a good time. Now, where's that trout stream?
Right where you left it the last time we went fishing, 16 years ago.
Nothing like a hayride in summer, fall, or spring, when you get the gang together and sing a jingle-ling. Nothing like a hayride and songs of memory, so let's all sing together in real close harmony. Flies in the buttermilk, shoe fly, shoe, flies in the buttermilk, shoe fly, shoe, skip toodaloo, my darling. Fee-fi, fiddly-I-O, fee-fi, fiddly-I-O-I-O, fee-fi, fiddly-I-O, skip toodaloo, my darling. Flies in the buttermilk, shoe fly, shoe, flies in the buttermilk, shoe fly, shoe, flies in the buttermilk.
Hey, wait for me!
Hey, Annette.
Annette, how's about singing a song for us?
What'll I sing? How about singing the one you sang at the party the other night? Oh, no, not that sentimental thing.
Oh, come on now, Laura. It was a good song. Go ahead and sing it, Annette.
Yeah, but just put a little bit more oomph into it.
You guys accompany her, okay?
Oh, sure.
How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Whipper will give me a sign. How will I know he's mine? How will I know my love? When he walks through the pine woods, mockingbird tell me for true. Help me to find him, do. Will I meet him in the autumn? Will the hills be green with spring? Will he take my hand in summer and make me a clover ring? How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Oh, Mr. Moon up above, how will I know my love? How will I know my love? How will I know my...
Hey, Annette, how's about singing a song for us?
What'll I sing? How about singing the one you sang at the party the other night? Oh, no, not that sentimental thing.
Oh, come on now, Laura. It was a good song. Go ahead and sing it, Annette.
Yeah, but just put a little bit more oomph into it.
How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Whipper will give me a sign. How will I know he's mine? How will I know my love? When he walks through the pine woods, mockingbird tell me for true. Help me to find him, do. Will I meet him in the autumn? Will the hills be green with spring? Will he take my hand in summer and make me a clover ring? How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Oh, Mr. Moon up above, how will I know my love? How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Oh, Mr. Moon up above, how will I know my love?
Helen, do you think one steak apiece is enough? They're pretty hefty.
Well, I think you better barbecue a few extra, dear. Those youngsters are going to be mighty hungry after that ride.
You're right. Steady wear is with them, isn't he?
Well, I went down south to see my gal sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. My Sal, she is a spunky gal singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Fairly well, fairly well, fairly well, my fairy fay. For I'm going to Louisiana for to sleep at Louisiana, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Well, I went down south to see my gal sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. My Sal, she is a spunky gal singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Fairly well, fairly well, fairly well, my fairy fay. For I'm going to Louisiana for to sleep at Louisiana, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Well, I went down south to see my gal sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. My Sal, she is a spunky gal singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Fairly well, fairly well, fairly well, my fairy fay. For I'm going to Louisiana for to sleep at Louisiana, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day.
Sounds like them coming now.
My Sal, she is a spunky gal singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Fairly well, fairly well, fairly well, my fairy fay. For I'm going to Louisiana for to sleep at Louisiana, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day.
They must be having a good time. The racket they're making. Come on.
Sorry we're a little late, Dad. We had to go back and get Annette and Jack.
Oh, that's fine. fine. Hello, Annette. Hello, Jet.
Hi, Mrs. Abernathy.
It sure was swell, Stephen, to invite me, Mrs. Abernathy.
Well, we're delighted to have you.
You should have been with us, Mother. We had simply loads of fun, and we're all going to ride back in the moonlight tonight.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Maybe I'll go along with you. All right, girls, you can help me set the tables, and the boys can help Mr. Abernathy with the steaks. Come on.
Did she say steaks?
She sure did. But you'll have to wait a few minutes. We didn't want to put them on until you got here, Steady. Okay, boys, let's up and at 'em.
I'll get the record player. Hand me the record player, will you, Philly? Thank you. Where do you want this, Val?
Oh, the record player. Good. Just put it over there. Stevie, why don't you put on a record?
Okay.
Boy, these steaks sure look good. Which one can I have?
Well, now you take your pick, Steady, and just toss it on the fire.
Gee, this is gonna be fun.
It sure is.
You know something, Annette? These kids aren't really so bad after you get to know them.
They're swell, Jet. Really, they are.
Yeah. All except for that stuck-up Laura.
Maybe we've misjudged her.
Misjudged her? I doubt it. I wonder what Stephen sees in her.
Well, she's pretty, and she's smart and sophisticated.
Sophisticated? I'll bet she wears mascara. Can I help it if I get goosebumps every time I'm anywhere near him?
You'd better watch your step or she's gonna scratch your eyes out. Yeah, and that's right.
You should talk.
What have I done?
All you have to do is snap your fingers and he'll come running.
Oh, Jet.
And she knows it. She spits fire every time he so much as looks at you.
Yeah, and that reminds me. Oh, Steady! Steady! Huh? How about help me set our table?
Our table? What do you mean, our table?
Well, you brought me, didn't you?
Nobody brought nobody. And that means I don't have to eat with you.
Oh, Steady, don't be so adolescent.
Oh, why don't you go sit on a blotter and dry up? Well, go on, beat it. Can't you see I'm busy?
Okay, if that's the way you want it.
That's the way I want it.
Steady, is that any way to treat your best girl?
She's not my best girl, and I'm getting sick and tired of having her around my neck. Everywhere I go, there she is, tagging along. I'm a haunted man, that's what I am.
And you love it.
I'm gonna put my foot down, that's what I'm gonna do. She's gotta quit making like my shadow.
Oh, Stevie, I want to get some pictures for my scrapbook.
Go ahead, shoot.
Oh, you idiot. Will you get in this too, Drew? And you too, Mike.
What do you want to do, break the camera?
Would you two fellows please get out of the picture? Would you get closer together? I'm chopping off Drew.
It's a camera, not a tomahawk.
Look. Hey, let's us get in the picture, too.
Oh, don't be silly. Laura's not cluttering up her scrapbook with a flock of girls.
Oh, I get what you mean. Okay, ready?
Hey, wait for me!
Oh, you goon, I didn't ask for you.
What's the idea? You want a good picture, don't you?
Oh, all right. Okay, ready? There, I'll send each of you one as soon as they're developed.
Why don't you young folks get in some dancing while the steaks are cooking?
Oh, thanks a lot, Mr. Abernathy.
I'll watch.
You watch this big one for me, won't you, Mr. Abernathy?
Sure I will. I'll look after your interests there, Steady.
Thank you.
The ice cream. Come on. Steady. You look after the steaks. We're going to get the ice cream and cake. Come on.
You got a deal.
Oh, Stevie, have you forgotten that I'm the girl you brought?
Well, don't be silly, Laura. Nobody brought anybody.
Look, Steve, I've had just about enough of this.
Enough of what?
Enough of her. And I think it's about time you and everybody else knew. Oh, I know you refuse to believe anything against her, but you might as well know
Look, Laura, this is no place for an argument. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Are you gonna let her get away with that? Oh, Jet, not here.
Ignore her, Jet.
Oh, Stevie, this is all too silly.
Well, that's one way of doing it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, Stevie, we don't have to stand for this.
That's right, chicken out.
Jet, don't.
Okay, since you asked me, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I've had all I'm gonna take of your hinting and whispering and talking about Annette behind her back. You're either gonna say it out or else. Come on, say it.
Are you gonna let her talk this way to me?
Okay, Laura. Look, you don't want to really make a scene here now, do you, Jet?
What about her insinuations?
Jet, not here. Come on, Stevie.
Oh, no, you don't. Say it, I dare you.
Get your hands off me, you country bumpkin.
Say it.
Gee whiz.
Say it, say it.
Here, you two girls. Stop it. Do you hear?
All right, I'll say it. She took my necklace.
She what? Take that back. You better take that back.
Atta girl, Jet, give it to her. She's been asking for it.
You keep out of this, you sawed-off little runt.
Oh, yeah? Are you gonna say it? Take it back. Hurry up. Take it back. I dare you. Take it back.
Oh, give me...
Dear, what a dreadful things have happened.
Oh, come on. Let's take her in the house. Give me a hand, will you, Steve?
Yeah.
Look out.
Are you all right, Jet?
Don't worry about me. I'm all right. But I guess I kind of ruined the party.
Heck no, you put some life into it. I'll get us a couple of towels. Come on, Annette.
No, Jet. Take it easy. Come on now. It's all over with.
She had no business calling Annette a thief.
I know. But you didn't have to knock her for a loop.
A poke in the nose is the only thing she understands.
And a mighty hefty poke it was, too. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Well, she had it coming to her. She's been after Annette ever since she came to Ashford.
Beating her up isn't the answer, Jet.
I'll do it again if she makes any more cracks about her.
Okay, but don't get yourself all riled up about it. Come on now, dry those tears. Let's see if we can get you some dry clothes to put on.
No, I'm going home.
Don't be silly, Jet. Val must have something here that you can put on.
No, I guess I goofed coming here in the first place. I'm always doing the wrong thing. No wonder everybody's sore at me.
I'm not sore at you.
You're not?
Of course I'm not. How could I be sore at you?
Huh?
Well, when you were in there mixing it up with Laura, I was really pulling for you.
You were?
I sure was.
Gosh, a goofy kid like me?
Well, you're not goofy, Jet. You're one of the smartest girls I know, and the very nicest.
You're home early. Did you have a nice time? Is anything wrong?
Well, there was a little trouble. Nothing to worry about.
Trouble? What kind of trouble?
Now, don't get all excited. I'll tell you about it later. Annette, why don't you go up to your room? We'll talk it all over in the morning.
All right, Uncle Archie. I'm sorry about everything.
Poor kid. She's so upset.
Oh, Archie, for heaven's sakes, tell me what happened. Have you been in an accident?
No accident. Nothing at all.
But Archie, for pity's sake, stop beating around the bush and tell me. The child was white as a sheet.
Oh, it's a shame. It wasn't her fault.
Archie, do you mean to tell me those girls actually fought each other?
Did they fight? From what I can find out, it was a regular knockdown, drag 'em out. Sorry I missed it.
Archie.
Jim's daughter's a regular wildcat. She got pretty well scratched up, too, and you should have seen her black eye. It was a beaut.
Oh, Archie, how can you take it so lightly? It's dreadful. Two girls fighting each other like two roughneck boys.
From what I could find out, Laura Rogan was considerably messed up, too.
Oh, Archie, what are we going to do about it?
Do about it? What can we do? It's all over now.
I wasn't thinking about the fight, Archie. I'm thinking about Annette. She's been accused of stealing a necklace. That's a serious charge. That necklace must be found, and at once.
I know, Lila, but how? Apparently, they've searched the place from stem to stern, even covered the grounds. Just vanished into thin air.
Well, it has to be someplace.
Yes, Lila, but where? Well, I should have known this morning that something was wrong when she didn't want to go on the hayride.
Yes. And now I can understand why she didn't want to go around with Val and Moselle and the others.
Poor kid, carrying that burden all by herself all these weeks.
Archie, we failed her. What are we going to do?
I don't know. But I'll think of something.
Dear Aunt Lila and Uncle Archie, I'm sorry about the fight. Really sorry. I've caused you both a lot of trouble. Something I wouldn't have had happen for anything in the world. That's why I think the best thing for me to do is go back where I came from. These last few months have been the happiest of my life. I remember the day I arrived here in Ashford, alone and friendless. I guess I surprised you.
Hello.
Hello.
You must be Uncle Archie.
Uncle Archie? Who's uncle?
Mine. I'm your niece, Annette.
My niece?
Well, yours and Aunt Lila's.
Anything wrong, Archie?
You must be Aunt Lila. I'm Annette.
I'll never forget your kindness, or the way Katie took me under her wing. What a wonderful day that was when you took me to the dress shop, Aunt Lila. I've never seen so many beautiful things before. And my first party invitation.
I'll send Stephen for you. He's my son, and a very handsome young man, if I do say so myself.
Oh, Mr. Moon up above, how will I know my love?
Perhaps I was a little disappointed when Steve Abernathy didn't take me to the party. But I met Steady Ware. That was an experience.
She ready?
Jeepers. That was the night I met Mike, too.
I will walk you home, and maybe on the way I might hold your hand.
But what'll my uncle say?
From now until vacation, won't you make it a rule to meet me at the malt shop?
I'll meet you at the malt shop.
Meeting at the malt shop after school.
I guess you can't realize what that dress-up party meant to me. After all, it was the first one I'd ever been to. I keep wondering how things would have turned out if Laura hadn't taken such a dislike to me right away. She's so pretty and sophisticated. Jet said she was jealous because Steve was kind to me.
Here, Annette, you take this one. I'll get another one.
Oh, how clumsy of me.
Why a girl like that would ever have to be jealous of anyone, I'll never understand.
And rhythm, they're the 3 R's today.
That's what made it so terrible when Laura's necklace disappeared. No matter what they said, she couldn't get it out of her head that I had taken it.
My goodness, you shouldn't even think a thing like that. Well, all I know is that my necklace is gone, and that McLeod girl was the only one left in this room when we went out to supper.
I was sure the necklace would turn up somewhere, and I tried to do a really good job at my studies in school. I wanted you both to be proud of me. Everything was going along beautifully.
How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Whipper will give me a sign. How will I know he's mine? How will I know my love? When he walks through the pine woods, mockingbird tell me for true. Help me to find him, do. Will I meet him in the autumn? Will the hills be green with spring? Will he take my hand in summer and make me a clover ring? How will I know my love? How will I know my darling? Oh, Mr. Moon up above, how will I know my love?
The hayride started out to be lots of fun. But then Laura saw Steve being nice to me, and the trouble started all over again.
Oh, Stevie, have you forgotten that I'm the girl you brought?
Well, don't be silly, Laura. Nobody brought anybody.
Look, Steve, I've had just about enough of this.
Enough of what?
Enough of her. And I think it's about time you and everybody else knew. Oh, I know you refuse to believe anything against her, but you might as well know
Look, Laura, this is no place for an argument. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Jet's been a wonderful friend. I know sometimes she does things and says things which aren't right, but she does them because she thinks I need someone to stand up for me.
I've had all I'm going to take of your hinting and whispering and talking about Annette behind her back. You're either gonna say it out or else. Come on, say it. Are you gonna let her talk the way to me?
Okay, Laura. Look, you don't want to really make a scene here now, do you, Jet?
What about her insinuations? Jet, not here. Come on, Stevie. Oh, no, you don't. Say it, I dare you. Take your hands off me, you country bumpkin. Say it. Gee whiz. Say it, say it. All right, I'll say it. She took my necklace. She what? Take that back. You better take that back. You're gonna say it. Take it back. Hurry up. Take it back. How dare you? Take it back.
I don't want to cause you or Jet or my other friends any more trouble. That's why I know leaving Ashford is the best way for all of us. I just want you to know I love you very much, and I love Katie, and I'll miss you all terribly. Please forgive me. Lovingly, Annette.
Well, my dear, if you don't mind, I think I'm going to turn in. I'm tired.
Yes. It's been a terrible experience for both you and Annette.
I think I'll look in on her and say goodnight.
Oh, I wouldn't do that, Archie. I wouldn't disturb her. She's had enough for one day.
Oh, you're right. Well, who can that be?
Well, go and see.
Oh, Mike, come in.
I got away from the Abernathys as soon as I could. How's Annette?
Well, she's pretty upset, poor kid.
I don't blame her. Jed going off half-cocked like that. Took us quite some time to get Laura calmed down. She was pretty hysterical.
How is she now, Mike?
Oh, good evening, Miss McLeod. She's okay. A little mussed up, but she'll live.
Well, thank goodness nobody was badly hurt. What a dreadful thing to have happened.
Yeah, the fur was really flying fast and furious there for a couple of minutes.
It's a terrible situation.
Can I see Annette?
Well, she went to her room. She's pretty disturbed over the whole thing.
Maybe if I could talk to her.
Oh, I wish you would, Mike. She's so unhappy.
I'll go and get her, Lila.
Shall we go into the library? Will you sit down?
Oh, no thank you, Miss McLeod. I'll just stand and wait for Annette to come down.
Did you know about this necklace business before today?
Oh, yes, I knew about it all along. I tried to get Annette to stand up to Laura, but she's a stubborn little character, if you know what I mean.
She should have told us. We would have tried to help her.
Well, she wouldn't let any of us help her.
Lila! Lila! She's gone. Annette's gone.
Gone? What do you mean?
She's run away. Here, she left a note. Here, read it yourself.
Oh, dear. She's gone back to Beaver Junction. What are we going to do?
Well, that's easy. I'll just rush right down to the station and haul her back.
Station? What station?
Well, she has to catch the train to get to Beaver Junction, doesn't she?
Oh, yes, of course.
I just hope I'm not too late.
Well, hurry, hurry!
I figured I'd find you here.
Oh, Mike, I'm so ashamed.
Ashamed? What for?
Laura and Jet getting into that horrible fight was all my fault.
I thought it was a pretty good fight, while it lasted.
It was awful.
Look, Annette, you once told me that as long as we all believed in you, you didn't care what Laura thought or said, remember?
But this is different.
Will you please forget it? Your aunt and uncle are worried to death over you. Well, you love them, don't you?
Of course I do, very much. But they're respected and have a lot of friends. I've ruined everything for them.
When are you going to get it through that stubborn little head of yours that you haven't done anything? Not one single thing.
Even if I did go back, I'd never be able to face the kids again.
Well, sure you can, if you'll just have a little patience. And you know, somehow I have a feeling that one of these days the truth is going to come out.
Do you really think so, Mike?
I know so, Annette. Come on, let's get going.
Okay, I'll try.
Atta girl.
Why do I let you boss me this way?
Because you know I'm right. Well, here she is.
Hey, Annette.
Hi, Steve.
Well, did you make it through the weekend okay?
Yeah, I guess so. Gee, Steve, I'm sorry about what happened at the barbecue Saturday.
Yeah, a flock of nice, fat, juicy steaks sure went up in smoke.
Have you seen Jet since the...
The fight? Yeah, I stopped over Sunday morning at the Maypens to see her. She's fine.
Oh, good, I'm glad.
You and me both. She's really a good sport.
I'll say, going to bat for me like that.
Hi, Steady.
Don't you ever give up.
Don't you want the Latin I did for you?
Oh, sure, thanks. I forgot all about it over the weekend.
No wonder. That was the real wing thing Laura and Jet pulled out there at the barbecue.
You can say that again. Too bad Jet didn't knock her teeth right down her throat.
She almost did.
Yeah, sure was a honey of a fight. I got so excited I almost lost my appetite.
You're cute, Steady.
You're pretty repulsive yourself.
Gee, Steady, that's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
Say, I wonder if we've got time to go over to the malt shop for a little snack. I'm kind of hungry.
Didn't you have any breakfast?
Sure, but you don't expect a guy to crack all these books on one measly bowl of breakfast food, couple of stacks of hot cakes with pork sausage, do you?
Steady, where do you put it all?
Ha ha, very funny. Oh. Now see what you went and did.
Gee, Steady, I'm sorry.
Hi. I didn't think you'd be in school today, Jet.
Oh, don't worry about me. I can take it.
You shouldn't have done it.
It was my pleasure.
I suppose I ought to thank you for standing up for me, but...
Next time, I'll really knock her block off.
Oh, I hope there won't be a next time.
There better not be.
Oh, by the way, where's Laura?
Well, she won't be in for a few days.
She's not sick, is she?
Well, not exactly. Let's just say she's a little indisposed.
Oh, I catch. What a wildcat Jet Mapin is.
Well, in all fairness, Laura's been asking for it.
She's asked once too often.
Still, she insisted Annette took it.
I know. Mother offered to buy her another necklace, but she wouldn't hear of it. Said it's the principle of the thing, not the necklace.
Oh, she's being so pig-headed.
Maybe I shouldn't say this, Moselle, her being your house guest and all, but I wish he'd go home.
You know something? So do I.
You couldn't sort of throw out a hint, maybe?
Oh, it wouldn't do any good. Laura's made up her mind to finish the semester here, and oh, once she makes up her mind, you might as well try to move the Rock of Gibraltar.
What are you doing, Steady?
I'm standing on my head in the phone booth. What's it look like I'm doing?
Oh, next rehearsal of the pre-Thanksgiving Hey, that's not the way you spell entertainment.
Do you know a better way?
You left out the I.
Okay, if you're so smart, you fix it. You know I don't know how to spell.
I hope it doesn't end in another brawl.
What?
The rehearsal.
There you go again. What are you gonna be, a pessimist all your life?
No, but you know as well as I do some of the kids aren't too friendly after that hassle at the barbecue.
Yeah, well, all I can say is they better get friendly. We gotta get this entertainment rolling, man. Pronto.
Isn't she ready yet?
Don't be impatient, Archie. She'll be right down.
She's just like all the rest of you women. Takes her forever to get dressed.
I want her to look nice tonight, Archie. Especially nice. It's going to be quite an ordeal for her to face Laura for the first time after that dreadful fight.
Yes, I suppose that's so.
Aunt Lila, I've been thinking. Maybe I shouldn't go to this meeting tonight.
Well, why not?
Well, Laura's gonna be there.
Well, she better not start anything or I'll finish it for her.
Archie.
Oh, no, Uncle Archie. I've caused you and Aunt Lila enough trouble.
Well, she better not provoke me.
You're not going to be there.
Jet's gonna be there, and you know how she feels about Laura.
Well, she better not provoke her either.
You don't have to go if you don't want to, dear.
Of course she does, Miss Lila.
Katie's right, Aunt Lila. I do have to go. Laura's gonna be there all semester, and I'll be running into her all the time. So I might just as well start facing her right now, no matter what she says or what she does.
Atta girl.
There's Mike now. I'd better not keep him waiting.
Are you sure, dear?
I'm sure, Aunt Lila.
And listen, if that Laura gives you any trouble, just send me an SOS.
Thanks, Katie, but I won't need any help. Not this time.
We'll leave the door unlatched for you.
I hope we're doing the right thing, letting her go.
Hi, gang.
How you doing, Steady?
Boy, that sure was a brawl at the barbecue.
Yeah, Jet sure let Laura have it.
That Laura, she went too far, and she certainly had it coming to her.
Yeah, if it hadn't been for her, I could have wrapped myself up in that great, big, beautiful, juicy steak. Makes me drool to think of it. Darn her, anyway.
Do you think she'll dare come to the rehearsal?
If I know Laura, she'll be here. She's not the type to give up.
That's for sure.
I wonder what's keeping the rest of the gang. By the way, you gonna have any eats?
Maybe, if you behave yourself. Mother will have some ice cream and cake for you. That is, later on.
Oh, boy, ice cream and cake? I knew Mrs. Abernathy wouldn't let me down. Come on, kid, let's put on some records and work up an appetite.
As if you needed it.
Uh-oh, here comes the menace.
So glad you could come, Laura.
Well, I hope we're not late.
Oh, no, we're just getting organized. Stephen's not here yet.
Stephen?
Oh, he had to pick up a couple of kids. I think I hear them now.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. Can I park that for you, Laura?
Of course you may.
Oh, gosh, thanks.
About time you got here, leaving me to do everything.
Sorry, sweet. We stopped to pick up some records.
You know I'm no diplomat.
Oh, you mean Laura? Is she here yet?
I'll say she is. You didn't think for a minute she wouldn't be here.
Annette, remember what you promised me.
Come on, let's get rolling. Hi, kids.
Hi.
Shall we get on with the rehearsal? Steady, turn that thing off, would you?
Sure. Turn it off, will you, kid?
Hello, Stevie.
Oh, hi, Laura. Nice to see you. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good. Say, how about starting off with your song? We haven't heard it before, you know.
I'd love to, Stevie.
You gonna play your own accompaniment?
Well, of course. I'm sorry. This
piano needs tuning.
Then say that again.
Wait a minute. It's not out of tune. There's something in here. Hit that note again. Here we are.
The necklace. My necklace.
That's right.
The stolen necklace. Well, what do you know?
It wasn't stolen, Steady. It must have slipped off the piano when you were playing your song that night.
Oh, but that's impossible. Val and I looked in the piano.
Well, maybe you did, but you didn't look deep enough. That's where it's been all this time.
Golly, then the necklace isn't stolen.
That's right.
I told you it would turn up someday.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, that no good.
Jet, take it easy. It's all over now. There's nothing to get steamed up about.
I guess I owe you an apology, Annette. I'm sorry, really I am.
That's all right, Laura. I don't know what I could have been thinking of, making an accusation like that. You were a new girl, and you were the only one left here in this room when we went out to supper, and, well, I guess I just jumped to the wrong conclusion. Well, that can happen to anyone. Well, is it too late for us to be friends? I'd like to be your friend if you'd let me. Try me. I'd love to. Thank you, Annette.
Well, as long as apologies are in order, I guess I owe you an apology for busting you in the snoot.
I had it coming to me.
You sure did.
Then there's no hard feelings?
You want to shake on it?
Sure.
Well, now that everybody's apologized to everybody, why don't we get on with the rehearsal?
Oh, yeah. Great.
What do you say? Will you sing your song for us, now that the piano's been tuned?
No.
Huh?
I won't sing that one, but I'll sing another one. It's a song I used to sing quite a lot. It's called Don't Jump to Conclusions.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It used to be a hit. I haven't sung it for a long time. Maybe I should have.
Don't jump to conclusions. It always brings delusions. So be careful, gals and guys. Take this tip and you'll be wise if you want to minimize confusion. Don't jump to conclusions. Now, in the city where I lived, I had a careless friend who started across the street so happily. He thought because the light was green, no car would cross his path. Oh, but that's where he was wrong, unfortunately, because he jumped and got contusions by jumping to conclusions. So be careful, gals and guys. Take this tip and you'll be wise if you want to minimize confusion. Don't jump to conclusions.
We had a country square dance and a dozen village boys asked by Cousin Kate to take her there. But Kate, she waited till too late to pick her date because she thought she'd rate the local millionaire. She jumped to conclusions and shattered her illusions. So be careful, gals and guys. Take this tip and you'll be wise if you want to minimize confusions. Don't jump to conclusions.
You've heard about the race between the tortoise and the hare, and how the hare lay snoozing in the sun. Well, this is the exception to our rule, 'cause Mr. Hare, he should have kept on jumping till he won. He should have jumped to the conclusion. I don't get it. That's confusing. I'm just kidding, gals and guys. What we said before was wise if you want to minimize confusion. Don't jump to conclusions. When a problem comes to you, take your time and think it through. And whatever else you do, don't jump to conclusions.
Oh, you should stop pacing. You make me nervous.
Makes you nervous? Huh. Why don't you go to bed?
Why don't you?
Oh, now stop it, you two. I think I hear her now.
She's laughing.
Sure was funny, wasn't it? But it turned out to be a real keen party.
I'll see, and there's going to be a lot more like it. Well, I guess I'd better get on my horse. It's quite a hike back to the old homestead.
Thanks for taking me to the meeting, Mike.
Okay. Oh, remember about our date.
Our date?
Well, you promised to have lunch with me at the malt shop, remember?
Oh, I'll be there. Good night, Mike.
Good night, Annette.
Oh.
Well, how did it come off?
Oh, I had a wonderful time, Uncle Archie. We found the necklace. It was in the bottom of the piano. And Laura apologized, and Jed apologized, and we're all friends again. And I'm going to have lunch with Mike on Monday. I'm so happy.
I'll be doggone. Oh, Annette, I'm so glad.
Well, now, this calls for a celebration. How would you like a nice glass of warm milk?
Well, that would be swell, Uncle Archie.
Well, don't stand there sniveling. Go get it. Katie, you heard me. Go.
Aye, aye, sir.
About time she showed me some respect. Should we have it in the library?
Do you mind if we have it in the kitchen, Uncle Archie?
Not at all.
Sure is nice to have folks of your own.
It's pretty nice to have a niece of your own, too.